Take it away, Gary.
Hello, everyone out there.
Are you making fun of me?
No.
Yes, you are. You just watched last week's episode.
Welcome to episode 64, Selfish Reddit Stories.
You're pissing off Luna already.
We are joined here by our famous guest, Luna.
She was sleeping in here like 2 hours before we started filming. We were like, oh my gosh, will she stay? Will she? We'll see. I think she's camera shy. That's probably it.
She knows we're recording.
Yeah.
Everybody from Spotify, they're going to flock over to YouTube just to see what Luna's doing right now. She's cleaning herself.
As they should.
I always love the comments that say, I'm just here for the cat cleaning itself in the background. Love that. All right. Welcome to episode 64. Every man for themselves. You heard that right. That's the title.
No, it's actually every man for himself.
That's what I said.
You said themselves.
Run the tape.
Let's do it.
I don't know what I said.
There's a lot of selfish people out there.
Yep.
We got some of the most selfish stories.
Do you know who is the most selfish out there?
Who?
Your cat.
Correct.
Dogs? They feed me. They water me. They pick up my poop. They must be gods. Cats? They feed me. They water me. They pick up my poop. I must be a god. That's the definition of a cat versus a dog right there.
No, the best is you said they water me. I don't even think you realized.
My bad.
They water me like I'm a plant.
They give me water. They feed me. They drink me.
They drink
They give me drinks. Cats are the most selfish creature out there. All they want is pets for themselves.
And I let it happen.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
All right, welcome. If you guys are new, I'm Denver. My beautiful soon-to-be wife, fiance Teresa. Wedding is coming up soon.
Thanks, honey.
How many days now today?
100 and something.
Your mom texts you every morning. You don't know?
117.
Oh, okay. 117 or something. Pulling out of her ass. So yeah, if you guys are new here, I've got 6 stories. Teresa's got 7. We blind react to each other's stories, keeping it fresh. At the end, we got a little bit of Q&A. So if you got any questions for us, hit us up in the comments and we'll get to it. I got some life updates. Hashtag Raptors.
Oh, go Raptors.
Hashtag forgotten story time. Hashtag pay it forward.
Oh.
Teresa's looking at
Denver's
me.
doing some
so
Easter eggs right now.
Yeah, those are those little life updates that we're going to discuss at the end. But let's get through all of our stories first. Who's going first?
Me. I actually veto this one because I have a good one.
Because you're selfish and you want to go first.
Every man for himself, baby.
All right.
All right. This one is titled, I'm the kid of one of those traveling RV families online and I hate them for it every day.
Okay.
This one's for us.
I am laughing because that is what I want, but caveat on that, we don't have kids and we're not dragging kids along for it, although it's kind of cool. It's a little bit of what my life was, but not nonstop, but I travel a lot.
Okay. My parents decided when I was only 7 years old, far too young to get an opinion on anything, to pack us up and move into an RV to travel around the US. My dad works online and my mom makes content online. She's not huge by any means, but big enough that we get recognized sometimes and big enough that I've had a camera shoved in my face for as long as I can remember. For my privacy's sake, I won't say anything else on that, and I'm using a throwaway account because I've gotten enough attention already, and I'm sick of it. I sleep in a tiny bunk bed that I outgrew years ago, and the other bunk is the only space I have to put anything of my own. I don't even have a room, just a curtain, and thank God I'm an only child, or else I will have to share the small space I already have. I was homeschooled for most of my education, and then switched to online school at my own insistence for high school. I'm an 18-year-old girl. I don't have a single friend in person because the longest I've ever stayed anywhere is a month. I don't have a job and no way to get one because of not being stationary unless I find one online, which also means I have no way to move out and get away from them. I've had conversations with them about all of this countless of times, and they are so delusional and genuinely believe that a nomadic existence is the best way to live. So why would I ever need anything else? I hate them for treating me like some pet they can just drag along in their plans rather than their child. I hate traveling. I don't like the heat. I hate dealing with bugs, and I'm so sick of hiking. I can't wait for the day that I finally figure out a way to get away from them with their morning hikes and cameras in my face. I've traveled around the US, yeah, but God forbid I want to have a normal life, go to college, or maybe even make some friends. That's asking too much.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see it being selfish on the parents' part. It's tricky, right? Because the parents, they grew up a normal lifestyle, and then they dreamed of having the freedom that they have now, but without recognizing it, they have forced that on their child. And honestly, like 11 years. That's a long time. I could understand.
This is majority of her life.
Right? Like, I could understand doing it for like maybe a year or two, like when you're 7 or something. But that is like, yeah, like that kid it doesn't like it. But it's really tough because I feel like there is a sense of like no matter what your childhood is, you always want the opposite. Like I grew up on a farm and I always wanted to move into the city. So is it that? But I also think
I grew up in the suburbs and I never wanted to move anywhere else.
Okay. Well, you're the exception, but I feel like
I don't think so.
I feel like there's a general consensus out there that people that grow up on farms and property, they want to move into the city when they get older. And people that grew up in the city, they want to move out of the city, move out of the apartment and get space and land. I feel like that is a normal thing.
I'm going to disagree. I don't think majority of people are that way. I think there are some people that are that way, but I don't think majority. That could be your experience, and that's fine.
Yeah. So that's why I like it sucks for her, but are her parents bad parents?
Yes. In my opinion, yes.
I don't know if I can go that far because they are.
She is voicing her concerns to them.
She
is reliant on them. They won't even let her, like, she's not stable enough where she can even make a life for herself. She can't make her own money, so she has to be reliant on them. They're controlling her life. She's 18 years old. She's a legal adult now. She can't get a job to move away.
She could get a job, but she has no place to live. Like she's 18. She's saying she can't get a job because she's never in one place.
Yes.
So she doesn't have a place to live. Yeah, that's tough. That's a delicate balance, I would say.
If your kid is begging you,
right, to like, can we have a normal life,
yes,
please?
You are 100% selfish for continuing this. Like, okay, I understand if you want to be a parent, you want to have kids and whatever, and you want to still like live your life of freedom and traveling and everything, like that's all great and dandy, but like you are being very selfish. You cannot control your child like that and drag them along this 11-year-long trip.
Yeah.
Like, that is so insane. If they love it, fine. But as soon as they make a concern, make a comment, like, you have to revoke it. Like, you have to make, what's it called?
Your kids' priorities? Your kids' opinion priorities?
Sure. There was a word. But words are hard.
Words are hard. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like, I'm waffling over here because part of me is like, yes, like the kid has expressed it, but like that doesn't mean as soon as your kid expresses something, you automatically do whatever your kid wants all the time. Your kid would want to eat ice cream for every meal.
Yes, but this is
like,
not
where's
normal.
that balance?
This is not normal.
Not normal, right? But
yes.
but as a parent, you don't owe your child a normal childhood, do you?
No, maybe not. But you have to not only think about themselves, and that's what they're doing in this situation. They're only thinking about themselves.
I do agree with that. That they are being selfish, and like I can like there is a lot of them coming out of like the kids because YouTube has been around for a while now. Like there's been kids who have been raised behind the camera and they've been coming out, not just RV life, but other kids of families and stuff like that. How it affected them growing up, always being pushed on the camera.
Exactly, that part too.
And that's so tricky because it's like you're under 18, you can't give consent.
There's no consent,
but your parental person has the right. Like with like our cousin or nephew Andrew, like we shove cameras in his face all the time, or we're taking cute pictures of him all the time. He can't consent to any of that.
Yeah, but he also can't speak.
Yes, but when we were kids, we also never consented to our parents taking our pictures or pulling up the video camera. It's totally different
for content creators.
I agree, but it's like where's that line?
A content creator or someone capturing memories. Like there's two sides of the spectrum. It's not that gray.
Yeah, no, I see that. I'm torn on this one because I do think the parents are being selfish, and I do think that it overly sucks.
I do understand what you mean, though.
But do the parents actually owe you as a child like a regular, normal childhood? Like, I feel like
I think when you choose to have kids. Sorry to keep interrupting you.
It's okay. Oh, you're interrupting me.
Yes, I am. Okay. Sorry.
You got so many mulligans. It's okay.
What was I going to say? Damn it.
When you are a parent.
When you are a parent. When you choose to be a parent, like I feel like you have to put your kid first, and like you are making that decision to have a kid, and unfortunately, like yes, give up some things in your life. Like you have to be selfless when you have a kid.
I feel like you should be, but I don't know. Like I grew up on a horse farm. I didn't like doing chores all the time, and I still had to do them. So and
you have resentment for that.
I do have resentment. This kid has resentment, but that's where I'm like. As a parent, if you don't want your kids to resent you, then you should listen to them. But as a parent, I feel like you shouldn't necessarily do every single thing your kid asks for, but you are there to help raise them and grow them into a functioning adult for society.
But this isn't like a kid is begging for a piece of candy in a candy store. This is affecting her life for 11 years. This isn't just like something that she wants. You can't like...
What if they can't afford to buy a regular house and they only have the RV because of...
I'm sure they can rent. How much is an RV? They can sell the RV. They can rent. Yeah. There are so many other options. Like,
I do agree with you. I am just slightly torn because I'm like, where is that line of like normal childhood? Like, I live on a farm and I went to my parents and I'm like, you know how many times I wanted to live in the town? I just wanted to live in a townhouse. I didn't want to live on a farm. Do my parents owe me to move away from the farm to go move into a townhouse because I'm jealous of my friends because they live in townhouses in town and they don't have to deal with chores or anything like that? Like, I don't feel like my parents owed me that just because I asked for it.
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah, so that's why I do feel for her and I think it's unfair. And I do think the parents are selfish, but everybody's a little selfish towards what they want, right? I don't know.
Okay. One of the comments. I can't even imagine how lonely that must be. Do you have any other family you can go stay with? OP replies, not that I know of, unfortunately. Currently, my plan is to try to figure out how to make some sort of income online and save up so I can get an apartment. And I'm talking with someone I've known online for a long time about maybe being roommates to help with costs for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, that is so tough because, like, from the parent side, like, they went through the normal school and then they're like, oh, you don't know how good you have it because normal school sucked. We had to go to the same place every day. And now you have freedom. You have all of this freedom. I would have died for this as a kid. But now as the kid's position, you're like, yeah, but like, I'm not making any friends. Like, you are missing what you see other people have. And you're like, I don't have anything stable. Everything is always changing. And for a kid, I feel like having a stable place is like an important factor in like development of like having that home base as like where you always come back to and you always the consistency. Ever since she was 11, everything is like rapidly changing. Even the landscape out the window is just like rapidly always changing. Nothing can be like nailed down and solid. Like, yeah. And that is so tough too, because like that aspect of like, okay, so you raised your kid from 11 to 18 in the RV, But now the 18, the kid's an adult. The kid can make it her own or his own decisions. And not to mention the fact that they're like cramped in the RV and like no privacy, never really created any of that for them. But like, you know, there are people that live in very tiny apartments and they almost have the same size amount that a potential RV could have. So there are people who have a solid foundation and are still having same issues as this person could be having of like limited space. But when you get to 18, how do you get your first job?
That's what I mean.
How do you get an online
They're
job?
preventing her from
that. Yeah. How do you get an online job with no experience or anything? Usually like online jobs, I don't know. You have to like work into them, have to have a knowledge base and whatnot. The world is more accessible now than it's ever been. But when I had to get a first time job, like I had to go into Canadian Tire. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was living in an RV. So like, how does she transition from like being a child that's relying on them to like becoming an adult? I think if she could try to go to college and get on residency, a dorm room, that could be a great step. But her parents have to be willing to like help make that happen.
Yeah.
Not just being like, you're a slave to the back of the RV, you better do the dishes or something.
Exactly.
So this is very complicated.
There's another comment that basically mentions the same thing that you said. Going to college is perhaps the easiest way out, but maybe not the cheapest. However, certainly a good step forward for multiple reasons. OP replies, I'm definitely looking into it, but I'm worried about it because the way I was homeschooled, I was very behind academically and struggled a lot in high school. I was just happy I was able to do an online high school program rather than homeschooling. So, like, they're just setting her up for failure.
Yeah, like, it depends on how much support they are willing to give her. Like, that would probably draw my opinion on whether or not they're actually shitty parents or not. Of like, okay, your child is 18. She's expressed that she doesn't want to do this. She's expressed that she's stuck. Are you helping her be like, okay, us getting out of the RV and buying a normal house, that's not an option for us. What are other ways that we can help you? Are they helping her to make sure that she gets into a college, can go on into a dorm room situation? And yes, with the homeschooling, it's hard and you struggled, but like doesn't mean that there's no expiration date on college. So you can keep going the routes, keep learning to keep passing the entry exams. You can keep striving for that as long as you keep trying. And what would make you a shitty parent is if you're not even helping at all. But it also sounds like she says that she's worried because I'm being homeschooled. So she hasn't really like fully gone through that process yet. So she needs to have a talk with her parents, I would think.
So there's an update that was posted 9 days later. Hello, barely over a week ago, I made a post talking about my very negative experience living in an RV with my parents for around 10 years now. Despite it being such a short time since I posted it, a lot has changed for me since then. I don't know how many people here would be interested in an update on my situation, but I know quite a few people were very concerned and would probably appreciate an update, so here it is. Also, fair warning, this is a fairly lengthy post. I have a tendency to ramble, so there is sort of a TLDR at the end. I had a lot of people give me really helpful advice, resources, as well as even offers to try to help personally, some being questionable admittedly, but majority being genuinely concerned, wanting to try to help, and I very much appreciate that. It was slightly overwhelming to be honest, and I ended up not responding to a lot of people, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But even if I didn't respond much, I have been doing research on a lot of the information people gave me. Something that stood out to me was people asking if I had any family I could stay with, to which I had to respond, not that I know of, because I don't know anyone on my dad's side of the family, and my mom has strictly no contact with her family. I did not know if they were alive, if they cut her off, if she cut them off, or even any details about them, and my mom had never wanted to talk about it. One information I did have was my mom's maiden name, which is pretty uncommon, and where she was born, which in terms of trying to find family can actually get you surprisingly far, I've come to realize. I've always had a slight hatred for the internet because I've never had any choice in my life being public knowledge, and I know that once something is out there, then it's out there. But for the first time, I'm actually really grateful for the internet. I was able to find some information on my mother's side of the family, and specifically was able to find my grandma's Facebook account, though it did take me some effort. After a lot of stressing on how to approach messaging her, if I even should, as well as potential outcomes, I messaged her explaining my mom's life, who I was, and my situation. I won't go into details onto why my grandmother and my mom are no contact, because that is not my story to share. But my grandma was appalled that she had a granddaughter she didn't even know about, and even more so, the way in which her daughter raised me. I found out I have an aunt and an uncle, both of which my grandma told them about me and my situation. I've been in pretty much constant contact with all of them since just learning about each other. All of them want to help me get out of this living situation with my parents, and luckily with me being 18 now, it's actually possible. Again, I don't feel entirely comfortable going into details, but I have arrangements to go stay with my aunt who lives in a big city on the West Coast that had a lot of potential opportunities for me to start college or whatever I see fit, which I do plan on figuring out college, happy to announce. My uncle has kids, but my aunt lives on her own and has a spare bedroom which she has no problem letting me stay in for as long as necessary. I have a train ticket scheduled and purchased by my aunt and enough money to get to the station. I'm talking with my family currently and trying to plan out the details, like how or if I'm going to tell my parents. My mom doesn't know any information on where any of her family lives, so even if I were to tell my parents who I was going to live with, they wouldn't know where I was specifically. Someone pointed out that if I did leave without telling them, I should leave a note or some form of proof that I left willingly, so if I do opt out of a conversation, I'm planning on either leaving a note or filming a video explaining my plans and why I'm leaving, which would be kind of ironic, wouldn't it? Regarding my mother filming, I've been very quiet around my parents and just refusing to talk when the camera is on, but neither one of them has mentioned it so far, luckily. Also, speaking of my mother's content, I would like to very much emphasize something quickly. Almost everyone was genuinely trying to help, but I had a few people replying trying to guess who I was. Luckily, the few I saw were basically torn to shreds and ended up deleting their comments. I also had a few people who messaged me privately trying to make a guess at who I am, which at least that's not public, I guess. Although I can understand being curious, I posted anonymously with very little personal information for a reason. As I stated in my previous post, I've gotten enough attention and I'm very much sick of it. I would very much appreciate if you guys can respect that. Even if you think you might know who I am, please, please, please don't make public guesses and understand that I don't want this to be even more public information tied to my name. Very long story short, I have set plans to leave as well as a safe place to go with my aunt and very much appreciate so many people being willing to help. If you had told me not even 2 weeks ago that I would not only have planned to move away from my parents, but also contact my family members I didn't even know existed, I don't think I would have believed that. I'm currently not planning on making another post updating this, but wanting to let everyone know who was concerned about me to not worry. Genuinely, thank you.
I'm actually very worried. Like, on the surface, it does sound good, and I'm happy, and that she made college and everything, but they're like, realistically, you are contacting strangers. Like,
Yeah.
I think you owe your parents a conversation for your own safety about why your mom doesn't talk to any of her family anymore. Mm-hmm. Maybe your mom is the crazy one and she's the reason that she doesn't talk to them, or maybe she ran away from an abusive family. Mm-hmm. So I would be very cautious about that, because I'm like, yeah, on the surface that sounds great. I'm like, oh yeah, you got a hold of your grandma. Oh yeah, you have an aunt and uncle, and they have kids, and they have a spare room, and they're gonna help you with college. And I'm like, that all sounds great, but there's just something in the back of my mind is like, well, why doesn't your mom have contact with them? Mm-hmm. Is your mom the crazy one, or is your mom's family the crazy ones that she escaped from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. There's a comment that says, be careful, you don't really know your mom's family. I know it seems like an out, just be careful.
Yeah.
OP replies, I absolutely will be. Why my mom isn't in contact with them makes total sense, and none of it was their fault. Plus, they were able to send me evidence of that. But despite that, I definitely don't know them personally yet. My train out isn't scheduled immediately or anything, and I'm planning to continue talking with them until then, but they do seem to be genuinely concerned and trustworthy. Plus, my aunt, who I'll be staying with, seems super nice, and we have already figured out that we have certain things in common.
Okay, still, I think a conversation should be had with your parents, but I'm getting the sense that her parents don't want to help with her situation at all. Like they're just living their life. They're so selfish about themselves that they're not even like considering what your child wants. Like I said, like you don't give your kid ice cream for every dinner, but that doesn't mean you never give them ice cream ever. Like you gotta figure out a way to have parenting balance, I believe. Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like there has to be some listening and maybe explaining like, no, why we can't do this or why we can. I was always a big hater of we just do this because.
I know.
It's like I always
Because
wanted.
I'm the adult.
Yeah. And I hated that from teachers. I lost all respect as a kid and a teen for people when I asked for the reason why something is, and I just got, well, because I said so. I lost all respect. Like if you could explain, hey, we're going to do this A, B, and C because this is my thought process for how we should do it, I would 100% respect that and be like, okay, that makes sense. Let's do it. But I hated when adults were like, because I said so, I'm the adult here.
Totally agree.
So, but it sounds like her parents are not helping at all to the part where she wants to just leave a note and run away or leave a video and run away, where I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Okay, final update. Hello, it's been a while and I wanted to check in on here to hopefully give a few people some peace of mind. In my last update, I explained that I had gotten in contact with my mother's side of the family and had a place to go stay. I can proudly announce that I did it and I'm in a safe place now, totally away from my parents with absolutely zero contact. My aunt is an absolute angel, truly. She's so kind, and that's not even including my grandma and uncle. When I first got here, my aunt, as well as my grandma, took me out on a little shopping spree, bought me clothes, decor, and furniture for my room, because I have one of those now. And honestly, anything they thought that I would need. My uncle has introduced me to my cousins. He has a younger son and a daughter who's very close in age to me, and I would say that we have become friends. I've been able to go out to do a lot of fun things with her. My aunt is currently helping me research colleges near us, but has reassured me I can do anything on my own pace, and there really is no rush, that her home will always have a spot for me. My aunt, in general, is such a cool person. She's someone I very quickly have started to look up to and have gotten close to. The more time we spend together, the more we learn that we actually have a lot in common. I'm just so grateful to all of them for being here and being so supportive. My aunt is also really helping me figure out who I am as an individual. For the first time, I'm in charge of my identity, what I share, and who I share it with. I dyed and cut my hair, got a nickname, and have been exclusively going by it. My cousin is currently on a journey to help me learn about what makeup I like. She's also introducing me to her favorite music groups as a self-proclaimed cringe but free K-pop fan. I have an entirely private Instagram account with all of 5 followers, and I plan on keeping it that way. I just feel like a normal teenage girl for once, and I've never felt happier. When I look in the mirror or just think about my life in general, I'm actually happy with it. I guess I never realized that I wasn't comfortable in my identity as a person because honestly, I had bigger things to worry about. This is all more than I could have ever imagined, and honestly, I have a hard time even processing it sometimes. I'm officially in therapy though, so maybe I can start working on that as well as processing my past and how it plays into my identity in the future. My new therapist is actually the part of the reason I'm making this update. She thinks that posting this could be a good way to get closure to a certain extent, as sort of a way of acknowledging what I went through, but also moving on into my new life because I have a whole future ahead of me, one that I am very excited to experience. So keeping that in mind, this will be my final update on here. I want to be able to enjoy my life in future while keeping my privacy. A lot of people really wanted me to share my story more, expose my past, but at least for now, I've decided against that. It's my story and I can choose to share it or not. For once, I have control over who gets to know what information about me, and I'm not willing to give that up yet. But I suppose I don't know what the future holds. So I'm asking as nicely as possible that people please respect that. I absolutely appreciate the support and advice from so many have given me, and just know that I'm safe. I can honestly say that I'm happy and I'm planning out my future, what I want to do with my life, and who I am besides just a person on camera. So thank you so much for everything and goodbye.
Oh, I'm happy it's a happy ending and her aunts and uncles didn't turn out to be the crazy ones.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was leaning more towards, hey, maybe the mom is on the teetering crazy side because you kind of have forced your kid to live in an RV. And and now they want to leave. So there are some signs there that she might be the crazy one. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on both sides on that one. I just feel like you doing the RV life and the content is not the worst parenting thing, but I feel like not listening to your kid when they don't like it and they don't want to do it anymore and not finding a balance for your kid is so selfish that it becomes bad parenting.
Yes.
The fact that your kid wanted to run away from home, leave a note and say, goodbye, I'm 18, I'm not coming back. There is a comment that I found that was kind of funny in the way down belows. My advice to anyone being forced by family to participate in content: have Disney-owned music available on your phone. Set up a shortcut to play it with a tap. If someone gets in your face to film you unwillingly, play that music as loud as your phone will go. The mouse will go balls to the walls to take down unlicensed use of their properties. If cops get to use this life hack, kids being exploited for views should be able to as well.
Damn.
Copyright infringement. Yeah, any time like that, like you got to clip. You can't put that on YouTube or anything, or else you're not making money. That's wild, because there's so many. I see so many Instagrammers.
Oh, I know.
And
with their kids,
TikToks, and like got like 3 kids, and like, yeah, we converted the back and stuff like that. I can see how 11 to 18 too long. No going back to stableness.
7. It was 7 to 18.
Sorry, 7 to 18, 11 years. Like no going back to stable. Like that can wear on you.
Yep.
I feel like mentally that can really wear on you.
100%.
Not being in the same place for a while.
That's not natural.
And she probably has complained about it for years and is stuck. There's no adjusting or changing that.
Yep.
Crazy fine.
I thought it was appropriate.
It is very appropriate since we want to like RV life.
Yep. But we don't plan on having kids. So
what if the cats don't want to be stuck in the RV?
Unfortunately, this is why my cat psychic will come in.
Are you serious? Oh my God. We're going into that right now?
We can.
Teresa wants to hire. I don't want to swear. But she wants to hire a motherfucking cat psychic.
I saw TikTok.
No. Wait. This is the best part. It's not even like you take your cat to the psychic and they pet them, they touch them, and they're like, oh yeah, I know what they're saying. Not even a FaceTime call. No, you just ring them up like a normal phone call and they'll be like, yeah, I know what your cat wants to tell you. That just sounds like they're spewing out some bullshit. Like if you told me like, oh yeah, I got to take the cat there. She's got to hold the cat, pet the cat, and she will communicate with the cat. I would still think you're crazy, but I would give you, yeah, okay. Maybe,
I want to do it.
Maybe. But the fact that you're just like, oh yeah, it's just a phone call and they'll know. Just phone me up and they'll know.
I saw video evidence.
It's fucking bullshit.
No, it wasn't. The lady knew that her cat had butt issues.
Every cat has butt issues.
No, Luna doesn't.
Jack does.
Luna doesn't.
50-50 shot. Half the cats had their butt issues.
That's not half.
Uh-huh.
That's half of our household.
With small sample size.
Guys, should I do it? It's like $120 for 30 minutes.
I said, hey.
And the next appointment is September.
That's fucked. But I said, hey, if we weren't building a house, go ahead, waste your money on whatever you want.
What's $120?
We'll put it in your hobby category.
1 can of paint?
Put it in your hobby category. Use our credit card for it. You pay for cat psychics, and I get lots of car parts.
Oh yeah, because that's the same thing.
It is. At least my stuff has physical.
What?
Weight, value, usage. Buy some actual tires or something.
Okay.
Fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Seatbelts, helmets, something. Ridiculousness. Enough. We're moving on from your cat psychotic psychosis thing.
I'm doing it. Move on.
2 weeks from now on our life update in September 2025. I talked to the cat psychic today, guys. Luna doesn't love me. Love Denver. All right. Over to me. I'm doing mine.
Go.
This one was posted 9 months ago. Comes from AITAH. Am I the asshole for being upset that my wife got a tattoo? Me, 30 male, and my wife, 30 female, have been together for 7 years and married for 4. Before we got married, we didn't really discuss tattoos because she wasn't into them and didn't want any, and I don't really like them. If other people do, cool, that's their thing, but we weren't into them. We sometimes see family or friends get some and have both said things like, quote, "That's a design to have on them forever?" Question mark. And then we move on because it doesn't really matter what people outside of ourselves do. We have a lot of art and pictures on the walls in our house, but regularly move or replace them entirely when our vibe or styles change over time. About once a year, she does a wardrobe overhaul and changes her style drastically. I have done the same, but less regularly. We support each other in that because we know we are always changing, but also ask each other's opinions and make sure the other person thinks it looks good too. During the last year, she has decided that she wants a tattoo. I've said that I don't like the idea and brought up that part of that is because it isn't something you can easily change when you get bored of your current vibe/style like she regularly does. She said that it's her body and it doesn't affect me, so I shouldn't care, which may be true. Though, if I unilaterally decided that I wanted to grow my hair and have a long mohawk for the next 50 years, I would think she would be justified in being upset about it even though it is my hair, which doesn't affect her. She has a therapist that she goes to regularly, and sometimes I go with her to work through some couples issues or conflicts. We talked about this with the therapist, and they essentially told her, quote, "Do whatever you want for you. He will either accept it and deal with it, or he won't and you can leave him." She got a tattoo, which looks fine, I guess, but it looks like a drawing you would see on a girl's binder in high school. She was already planning on getting more and bigger ones. I haven't said anything negative about it, but she knows that I'm upset about it and knew that I would be before she got it. Am I the asshole for being upset by this?
You're not an asshole for being upset about it, but like you can feel your feelings, but you should not be controlling your wife.
Do you think his wife is selfish for wanting the tattoo even though he doesn't want it? Or do you think he's selfish for her?
That's what I'm trying to wonder why you put this in.
Because I don't know. I feel like one of them is being selfish towards it. I feel like he makes some good points, but overall I feel like hers is the better point. I think
if she didn't bring it up before and she like came home, which is also fine. And she came home and she's like, I got a tattoo without asking him, not asking him. You don't need his permission. But I would be upset too if you just randomly came home. I don't know if I would be upset. I would be more like, I would be upset why you didn't tell me about it. But I wouldn't be upset that you did it. But for her, she's expressed like she really wants a tattoo. Why does he care so much about what's on her body?
Well, it seems like he knows that she goes through vibes and styles very regularly.
So what? Like, let her deal with that. If she hates it, like, she has to hate it. Like, who cares? Like, if she wants to get it removed, she has to go through that pain and cost. Like, she has to deal with it. Like, that's actually none of your business.
They're married, so like it's kind of his business.
Yes, but it's not a tattoo that's like offensive or anything that's like embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like it's something that she wanted, something that obviously like she's wanted it so badly that she talked to her therapist about it.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason she got it. So I think he is being selfish for wanting to control her.
Where's the line for tattoos?
What do you mean?
Okay, let's say, hypothetically, you're against tattoos. You don't find them attractive. You don't want me to get a tattoo. And I'm over here, and I'm like, listen, it's my body. I'm going to do what I want with it.
Yeah.
I'm under the understanding that I'm going to do what I want, and you can either stay with me or you can't. I want this tattoo so bad that I know you hate it and you don't want it. And I'm like, I don't care. You can leave me. That's how bad I want the tattoo. Right? Because that's where their situation is at. Now, the tattoo that I want is I want the Roadrunner. And I just want it on my ankle.
Like, it's hard to ask me that because I wouldn't have an issue with it, honestly, truly.
Okay. Now I want spider webs that's on my left hand on top of my palm.
Not before the wedding.
No, you can either marry me or you don't. I'm getting this tattoo. It doesn't matter.
I think the issue for me is that he is like so adamant about controlling her. I think that's why, honestly, she's like creating resentment, and she's probably like doing it in retaliation to his.
I don't know if I would call that control, though. It's a strong dislike. They've always been on the same page about that. And then recently she has changed, and now she is like, now I want a tattoo. Even though their whole relationship, the whole 7 years, they have talked about how they both don't like tattoos, how they commented on other people's tattoos together. It's been a conversation about them. And now she's kind of flipped the script, and now she does want one. She has all rights to want one. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, where's that balance between what you do for yourself, what you do for your partnership? Like, what if I went?
But this doesn't affect your partnership. But
it kind of does.
No, but it doesn't.
It kind of does. Because
I don't think so.
It's something that he has a strong distaste for and has made that known through the whole relationship. So I feel like if I'm getting this tattoo and I know that you don't like it, as much as I'm doing it for myself, I also know that I'm doing something that you would extremely not like. So I'm just wondering, like, where do you find that balance? Because yeah, getting a little tattoo that, is somewhere that can't be seen isn't as bad as like...
What's the difference though?
Well, I mean, yeah, would you not... Okay, let's say if you didn't like tattoos and I get a tattoo that's like on my shoulder, as long as you're anything but a tank top or naked, t-shirt, long sleeve, it's covering it.
But you see your partner naked all the time.
Okay, but then you're out in public and it's seen, or...
Okay, but that's my point.
Okay, it's I guess. Like, when you're seeing it naked, okay, but then it's like...
Being out in public, it seems like he's embarrassed then.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. From what I've taken, it's just he doesn't like tattoos. So, but I'm just wondering, like, where's that line? Because like you said, I get a tattoo that's on my ankle. You don't like the Roadrunner? It's no big deal. What if I get a tattoo that's on my freaking palm? It like changes the aspect of the tattoo of where the location is.
But that's not the case. That isn't the case here.
I get it's kind of part of me. Not
no,
really.
It's not.
I guess it's not part of it. I guess it's like, yeah, I was down for her to get a tattoo, but then she got insert here as a tramp stamp. I'm not down with that.
Well, obviously, that's offensive.
Yeah.
But she didn't get anything like that. She didn't get anything absurd.
How would you feel if I came home?
I wouldn't care.
And I shaved my whole head.
You've done that before.
For a strip in the center, and I dyed it green. And I come home with a bald head instead for a green mohawk. And I'm like, yo, this is my look.
If that's what you really wanted, like, and honestly, like, something that you really wanted to find your identity and something that you needed to be yourself, like, to, I don't know, feel yourself, like, honestly, I love you either way. Like, I honestly, it wouldn't bother me. It would bother me. I'm not going to lie. Like, it would bother me.
You just said it wouldn't bother you.
No, it would bother me. But I'm not going to control, like, I'm not going to be, like, upset with you and control you and try to convince you not to do it. Like, I feel
like if I did that, you would be like, how am I supposed to go out in public with you? You can barely handle when I wear a hat, a green Kawasaki hat. Fox hat. How are you gonna handle a green mohawk?
Okay, am I being a hypocrite a bit?
I don't know.
Maybe I am.
I honestly don't know on this one. But I think you said it earlier. It's like it's about the communication.
Yeah, like she communicated to him that she obviously knew that he didn't like it, but this is something that she wants. Like, she obviously wants it so badly that she talked to her therapist about it. Like, I don't know. Like, that to me screams that, like, it's important to her. It's important for for him to accept her.
I do agree with that. On the other side, does it also say I care way more about myself than us that you're still willing to make that decision?
I think it's the other way around. I would be
Think so?
offended. I would be offended if you care so much about like my body that you're like gonna be upset and stuff and like.
I do kind of agree with that. No, I do agree with that. Like, it's your
like,
body. Like, you could really do anything that you wanted to do,
like
and I would be
superficial. Like,
yeah.
It's nothing. Like, nothing about me has changed. Like, do you not love me anymore? Like, is it just your my appearance that you like? Like,
Right? Yeah, I agree with that. So, top comment: to love someone is to attend 1,000 funerals of the person they once were. Forgot who said that, but one of my favorite reminders.
damn,
That's deep.
damn.
That's fucking deep. That's so deep. Second top comment. Once back in the day, when I was in my mid-30s, my now ex-wife got a tattoo, and I got upset. It was not about the tattoo, but I didn't know it at the time. In the end, I think it was about her. Fear that things have changed and were changing with both of us, and we had not grown and changed together. My current wife has several tattoos and is wanting some more. She's the woman underneath the ink. The ink doesn't change who she is at all. It's her expressing herself. She is beautiful. I love her completely. Not the asshole for expressing your concerns to her, but think about what really scares you here. I'm not saying you have grown apart. I don't know that. But the impetus to mentally resist this change probably has root ties to other insecurities. Seek them out and beat them dead. Love your wife and her tattoos.
I fully agree with that.
I fully agree with that too. Yeah, 100%.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So glad we're on the same page.
Now, we were on the same page the whole time.
Okay.
I'm just wondering like where the balance is
Okay.
in different situations. I want my Roadrunner tattoo on my ankle now.
Do it.
I've been thinking about getting a tattoo for a while.
I know.
I've been talking about it a bit. I just
know.
can never make the commitment to it.
Yeah. It is going to be on your body forever.
Right? I was thinking of getting something like behind my left shoulder. But like maybe like a little kid holding balloons. Like a Banksy freaking thing. Like, you know, Banksy holding the red balloon and the Banksy thing.
Like the kid from It.
Kind of like the kid from It, yeah. I want 2 balloons, and one represents my grandpa and grandma. Mm-hmm. But that's a big commitment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I always like, my friends, like, they always got, like, tattoos, like, sleeves and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, that's...
Who has a sleeve?
Dustin has a sleeve.
Oh.
Dirt bike, and he got, like, chain and sprocket and pistons. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I would love that stuff, but, like, that's a big commitment. It's not for me. I don't know. I couldn't, but who knows, you know, maybe in a couple of years, I'm going to want a tattoo.
Probably not.
If I did get a tattoo, you cool with it?
Yeah.
You know what tattoo I want that you won't let me get?
What?
You don't know? What tattoo have I asked for and you said no? Not allowed.
What?
Vetoed that.
Fox?
Vetoed the shit. No, what?
I don't know.
I want to put a fox logo on my body.
I don't know what you're talking about. BMW.
No, my ring finger. I want to replace the wedding band with a tattoo. I am 100% down to get a tattoo wedding band.
I didn't say you can't get a wedding band
You said it
ring.
can't replace the ring.
Yes.
It's basically the same thing.
No. All right, let's move on.
Yes, back to you.
I, male 23, sustained an injury that will prevent me from having sex for a while. My 22 female girlfriend wants to open our relationship until I recover. Is it time to end it?
Yes. Yes.
I have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. 2 weeks ago, I tore my hamstring while deadlifting. The pain is severe and I have to use crutches to walk, and even with the crutches, it is still painful. According to the doctor, the injury requires at least 4 months to heal. My girlfriend took care of me since I got injured. Before the injury, we had an active sex life. That has to be postponed because the pain and the medication killed my sex drive. And even if I had a sex drive, it would still be difficult and painful. I thought my girlfriend would be patient and understanding, but she wasn't. A few days ago, she came up to me and told me how frustrating it is to abstain for that long, and it is unfair to keep her waiting, that her libido is high and sex is a need for her. She then asked for a one-sided open relationship until I recover. Her justification is that it is only physical, as she won't form any emotional bond with anyone. I was devastated when I heard that. Just when I thought the pain couldn't get any worse, my partner of 2 years is watching me experience excruciating pain, and instead of easing my pain, she is adding to it. I rejected her idea, and she was visibly frustrated. She tried to convince me again yesterday, but I shut her down again. I don't know what to do. I feel betrayed, and I don't know if I should end the relationship.
This would probably, no. How hard is it to just go buy a freaking dildo?
Yes.
Why do you need
Yes.
a whole open relationship for an injury? Bro, end it. What do you think this is? We're just gonna go get a substitute anytime.
A one-sided.
Anytime something happens. Well, of course it's one-sided. He can't fucking have sex.
No, I know, but
if your libido is so high, just go get a freaking clone of Willy. Like what? What?
Exactly. So the top comment says, after just 2 weeks, she has someone already, and this is her golden opportunity. Rolling eyes emoji.
The actual top comment. As a woman in a long-term relationship who also has a somewhat high sex drive, this is ridiculous. She skipped like 10 steps. There are sex toys and so many other ways to get off that don't include other men. Even considering this is insane. I love my boyfriend to bits and have a vibrator for a reason. Please, please, please break up.
Yes.
Yeah, you just 0 to 100 real quick.
That is insane. How old are they? She's 22. Still mature enough. I was going to say like young, but still mature enough.
Yeah, still young and dumb.
This would be it for me, buddy.
Yeah, done. Boom. Clean your hands, move on. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Fucking getting crumpled on down and out. Blows a hamstring. Can't even get any more sex. And his chick is just like, yo, I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be at the club. Bye. That sucks. I mean, I'm so sorry for you, sir.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yep.
Back to me. This one's coming from True Off My Chest. My wife left me after she got in shape and now wants to get back together. I am not sure why I am posting this. I probably want some validation as my life has turned upside down recently. I, 32 male, was married to my wife, 33 female, for 4 years, and we had a great marriage so far. I was madly in love with my wife. She fell into depression mainly due to her job in 2022. I tried to support her in every way and suggested her going to the gym and doing any kind of sports to de-stress. I had my own depression episode before we got married, and what saved me was going to the gym. She agreed to that, and we started going there together. I could not go as frequent as in the past since my workload got heavier after my promotion. However, I tried my best to be there with her. She used to be a bit chubby, which I loved, and after seeing some changes with her body, she started to go there regularly. It also helped her with depression and she got better. I was really happy to see her get better and livelier. She looked more confident, got more aggressive in bed, and so on. However, after a while, that confidence level started to affect our relationship for worse. She started going to parties and going outside to a point where she completely stopped doing her share of the housework. That proceeded with me seeing her getting flirty with a guy at a meetup we went to. I communicated my feelings to her and she dismissed these. After several of these, I had her sit down with me and told her that she is riding high on her newly found confidence and emotions right now. I clearly stated she should not make decisions or actions according to that confidence right now. I know it well. It was one of my worst traits. I used to be extremely emotionally driven in the past. I suggested we go to a marriage counselor and all hell broke loose. She said vile things to me, like how she realized she settled down with me after getting better and she could do so much better than me. She said I'm insecure and a lot of other things. This woman used to be the sweetest person on earth, and I was shocked after hearing the things she said to me. She filed for divorce the following month, and I did not hear much from her other than some lawyer talk. Our court seeing is scheduled to be next month, and my lawyer told me there's a high chance it will be concluded then. There is not much to share. Similar income, only shared asset is our joint account, similar savings, and no kids. House is my mom's, so it's out of the division. I accepted my marriage is going to end like that. Last week, she called me crying and told me she regrets everything. She apologized over and over again, but I felt disappointed. Not angry, not sad, just disappointed. She did not text me nor call me even once since the divorce started. I did not even know where she was since she just left the home. I told her there is no going back now. She has been messaging me nonstop since. My family supports my decision and tells me that I should not back down. My in-laws were shocked when they heard about the divorce. They are now telling me to rethink everything. I will 99.9% not back down, but as I said, just looking for validation or maybe to vent. Thank you for reading.
Yeah. Don't fall for that 0.01% because you made the right decision.
She's a little selfish.
Yeah.
Just gets into great shape and is like, fuck you, bitch, I settle.
Yeah. That's scary, actually.
I feel like that probably happens a lot.
You think?
Should
I be worried?
Are you saying I'm out of shape right now? Like
what?
if I went
No!
and hit the gym,
That's literally
then I
not
would
what
be
I'm
like
saying.
getting back.
It's not what I'm saying at all.
That hurts.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Then why should you be worried?
I don't know, because one day you can maybe just like find a newfound confidence in yourself. Maybe you'll get a tattoo. Maybe you'll get a sleeve.
Like I'm missing some confidence. Like I need any more confidence. I'm bordering on narcissism over here.
I think everyone will agree with you.
I gotta tone my confidence down. I'm about to build a house. Fuck, I can do anything.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't be worried. Should you be worried?
What the fuck? Now you're playing that in my head? Are you saying you settled for me?
Bro, you're the one that said maybe this happens often.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Not to us. God damn.
We are the exception.
No, but I just mean like, people are not always at their freaking peak body, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone is like super fit all the time. There's probably a lot of people who are not super fit, and then they go to the gym, they start feeling healthy. The pheromones go to your brain. You're losing body weight, you're burning calories, you're sweating it out. You get in this confidence of like you seeing your body transform in front of you, becoming like, and it creates this confidence in you.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised how many people destroy their relationships with this newfound confidence.
That is crazy, actually.
I would think that this probably happens like kind of a lot. I mean, we kind of read that one story where they were going to the gym together, then she started cheating with the gym trainer and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that one.
There's been a couple stories that have led to cheating from people getting in shape and everything. So it's like, this probably happens a lot.
That's sad. That just, I don't know. That just goes to show you a lot of people aren't in relationships for purely love. It is like
you never really know. We are just strangers.
We are just strangers. I didn't even know you 8 years ago
together.
And have 2 children.
They're fucking cats.
Denver hates when I say that.
You gotta stop that.
Okay.
I hope your cat psychic tells you that you didn't fucking birth them. No, your cat psychic can be like, you are their spiritual mother. You guys were actually born on the same magic lines of the earth that have lined your souls together. Top comment on my post. It didn't work out with the, quote, better guy she wanted to leave you for. So now she wants to go back to the safe option. You loved her when she was chubby, and she wanted to throw that away for guys who probably only liked her for her new looks. You're right not to take her back.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Yep.
100%.
All right.
Back to you.
Am I the asshole for returning my wife's homemade birthday gift and telling her I don't want it? I then went out and bought what I actually wanted. I need an outside opinion on this. This has been an ongoing issue and I have talked to her multiple times about it. My wife makes less money than me and is the type of person who prefers to make her own gifts for people. The issue is she will do this even if the person doesn't want this. I will use myself as an example. For the past few years, she has made every single gift I have been given. No matter what I asked for, I get a homemade gift. Doesn't matter if it's cheap or not. Last Christmas, I asked for a new few things and I got a homemade scarf. I always get her stuff she wants. I have talked to her about this multiple times. My birthday was yesterday and I asked her to give me a book. It was only $25 and I sent her the link. I opened the gift and she made some homemade bookmarks. It wasn't even the type of bookmarks I like. They were made from fabric and I like the wooden ones. I must have made a face because she asked what was wrong. I told her I didn't want these. I made it so clear what I actually wanted and I have talked to her so many times. I handed them back and went out to buy my book. We had a big fight when I got back. She claims I am being ungrateful and a jerk. Am I the asshole?
Like, yes and no. Like, I'm very conflicted with gifts because I'm a big believer of just appreciate what anybody gets you. But I guess if it's like consistently been happening to the poor guy, at what point are you like, do you not listen to me at all? Do you not love me enough to like listen to?
I think, and that's the point where he's at. What was that?
What?
Your face. You're just like,
oh yeah, I got
an itch.
I got to sneeze.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're like,
I felt the sneeze coming.
So I think that's the point where he's at, where like, yes, homemade gifts can be nice, like, and it actually is more thoughtful than just going out and buying someone exactly what they want.
Right? Like I almost appreciate homemade gifts more, but I'm not the type of person who would like tell you nonstop what I want my gift to be.
Yeah.
I like to receive what you want to give me, and I'm not very demanding of what gift you should get me. So that's why I feel like I wouldn't be upset with anything. I would appreciate your effort because I'm not like, oh, I want this, I need this, I've been wanting that. If I want something, I'll just go. It's a $25 book. Why didn't you already buy it for yourself, dude?
I think I think his love language is not, what's it called? Not giving, not receiving gifts, but acts of
giving.
Is that a thing? Am I making that up? There's like a gift one. Okay, I could be wrong. Whatever. But I think him literally asking his wife for a $25 book. Yes, he can go out and buy it himself, but he wants it from his wife. Like, he wants to know that she is willing to just get that gift for him, I think. It's literally at the point where he's just like, please, like, I need you to do this for me, to show me that you love me. Like, I honestly think it's more than just the book.
I mean, if you've already talked to her about it multiple times, like, okay, that's the one aspect. I'm like, dude, she literally got you a bookmark. So she knows and appreciates that you're reading books and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, on that level, you're the asshole. Just appreciate what she wants to give you and stop demanding what you want for your gift. You get what you get and don't make demands. But he says, I've talked to her about this multiple times. Mm-hmm. So you've already expressed that, like, hey, it
bothers him.
It's bothering me.
Yeah.
And at that point, she didn't listen to him. The communication didn't work, and she just kept doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That would be like if I kept getting you Taylor Swift stuff. No, actually, I have a better example. That's like I keep buying you pink things.
Yes.
And then you tell me, hey, I've noticed every single thing that you buy me is pink.
That sounds familiar.
Pink is not my favorite color. Do you think maybe you could not buy me only pink stuff in the future?
Did that actually happen?
And that would be like me just only continuing to buy you pink stuff and not getting anything else.
And eventually it works out in your favor because then I start to like pink.
No, but I stopped buying you pink stuff.
Oh, sorry.
After like year 3, I stopped buying you pink stuff.
Okay.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I stopped buying everything pink.
Okay, yes.
Like, before you got your skis and the pink ski bag, what was the last pink thing that I got you before that? Because it was after like the 3rd Christmas, you had told me, listen, everything you freaking buy me, dude, is pink.
Yeah.
Pink underwear, pink bra, pink bathing suit, pink everything.
Yep. I don't know.
Pink Apple Watch.
Yes.
So after you did communicate to me, and then I stopped buying everything pink.
Yeah.
And then some things I do get in pink now. But also, I asked you, hey, what color headphones do you want? What color microphone do you want?
Guess now I like pink.
When you bought your MacBook, you chose your color.
I did.
Yeah.
Pink water. Oh, you got me this.
I did get you that.
Pink
but that
water
was recent.
bottle.
That was
Yeah.
that was like 3 years after you told me that you don't want only pink stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I found
So
like
it was before and after.
there's a spot in the middle that I stopped buying everything pink. I found a balance.
You did.
Yes.
You did. And by the way, I was right. Receiving gifts is a love language. I had to Google it.
Do you know what my love language is?
I'm all of them. I'm literally
What?
all of them. Wait, let me read them to you.
No. What do you mean
I am all of them.
All of the love languages are
Yes.
yours? What's my love language?
Okay, wait. I'm going to read them all. Words of affirmation. Yes, me.
100%.
Quality time. Yes, me.
Yep.
Acts of service. Yes, me.
Yep.
Doing laundry and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Receiving
Doing the
gifts.
dishes.
Yes, me. And physical touch. Yes, me. I'm all of them. I can't narrow it down to one.
Yeah. What about me?
Physical touch?
When do you ever touch me?
What? What?
Okay, no, that's bad. I'm mistaking my words. When do you ever massage me is not, not the same as touch. I think my love language is physical touch. I love when we're just, I can put my head on your lap.
I know you want to touch me all the time. And I get so overstimulated. I'm like, get off me.
Except for when you do want me to touch you. Then you're like, touch me, motherfucker, touch me.
On my terms only. I'm like a cat.
Yes.
I'm like Luna.
Yeah.
Top comment says, how disparate is your wife's income compared to yours? Does she have access to your income? Is she living in poverty while you have cash to throw around? OP replies, I make about 30K more than her. We have shared accounts and I pay for most things, like the mortgage. She makes about $40,000 before taxes. She has enough money to buy a $25 book. She also could just use the shared account also.
I don't think this is a money issue.
No, I don't think it is either because she needs product. She needs to buy materials.
She needs to buy stuff, yeah. But I think they're asking about that because he made a point to say it's only a $25 book.
Yeah.
Like if I was typing up this story, I wouldn't have wrote how much the book was, but I think that's a relevant point because he's focusing on the cost of it. Mm-hmm. Like it sounds like he thinks that she wants to save money. That's why she's home making things versus buying the book.
Well, because, sometimes people do make homemade stuff because they can't afford gifts.
Or because it just makes sense to build your own stuff and do your own things if you can. It's smart.
Yeah, it is nice sometimes, but when you feel like you're not being listened to, that's
do you know what she should do for next Christmas?
What?
She should get him a homemade book. She should write him a book.
A homemade book.
Write him a book.
We don't need.
Give him a sci-fi novel.
We don't need Indigo. We have yourself. We have books at home.
Yeah, make your own books. That'd be some real homeschooling. I want to write a book.
Oh.
I have no idea how to write a book, but I get theme ideas to write a book. No, I don't actually want to write a book. I want to pay someone to write a book for me with the ideas that I think of. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. All right, back to me. Mm-hmm. This one's coming from relationship advice. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna stop saying things in the future. No. Never get not made fun of.
Guys, I'm in a silly, goofy mood. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm delirious.
Sometimes I have a note in my iPhone that is Denver's book ideas. If Denver was to ever read a book, you know why? I read this story one time that this author didn't start writing a book until he was 55.
Yeah,
I'm only 31. Oh my God, I'm 31 now.
You're 31.
So I've got lots of time until I start writing this book at 55. So I'm just setting up the groundwork, coming up with thought processes. And I would tell Teresa these ideas, and she's like, "You should write it down." I was like, holy fuck, that's a great idea. Pull up the notes app on the iPhone, but instead of typing, I go to the microphone section and I just repeat what I say. So then the next time I think of an idea, usually when I'm high, and I think of an idea for a book, I pull out my phone, and before I start telling Teresa the idea, I just turn the microphone on, and then I start telling Teresa my idea, and then I don't have to say it twice.
It works out.
Okay, back to me. This one's coming from relationship advice. My boyfriend got me Pokemon cards for Christmas, and I can't let it go. Do I call it quits or work it out? I wasn't going to do this one, but then I just want to bounce off your story. For context, my 26 female, boyfriend, 30 male, and I have been together for 3 years. Since I've known him, he has always loved Pokemon. Personally, I have no interest, but as his partner, I encourage his hobbies and support him. This past Christmas, we had a few brief conversations about our Christmas budget and have mentioned to each other on the things that we have been wanting. I knew Pokemon packs were at the top of his list, so I made sure to get him some. I mentioned wanting a few beauty products and a specific hoodie. Well, Christmas comes around, and to my surprise, I open my gifts, and the first one is a pack of Pokemon cards. Okay, whatever. The next one was a booster box of more Pokemon cards. I stop and ask him if he's joking, because this must be a joke, right? Welp, he smirks and tells me to keep going. I open my next gift. It was another booster box of Pokemon cards. He was full of excitement while I opened, quote, my gifts. That's it. Those are my gifts. I am not and have never been interested in Pokemon. After this, I told him I needed a moment to myself. I went to our bedroom and took a moment to gather my thoughts and lower my temper. When I came back into the living room, there he was on the floor. Both booster packs and the pack of cards that he got me were opened and sprawled across the floor. I was in shock. Not only did he get me gifts that I didn't want, but he actually got them for himself and tried to play it off. I had been trying to move past this, as I did not want to seem ungrateful, but I just can't believe he would do something like this. Every time I've tried to bring it up, he has told me how expensive those booster boxes were and how I made him feel bad for not appreciating my gifts. Am I being ungrateful, or is he just a jerk?
He's the biggest jerk ever. Oh my god. I might break up with you if you did this. Like,
giving gifts is my love language.
Sorry, I'm just saying, if you did this to me, I would have broken up with you.
I'm not an idiot.
No.
This dude's a
I'm saying OP should break up with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think her boyfriend's a little selfish?
Very.
Not only did he buy Pokemon cards, he had them opened up.
He opened them up. That's like the number one rule, is like, you can't open up other people's gifts. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like with my sister growing up, I just said like 5 times, and I remember that comment that told me that said there was a drinking game every time Teresa says like. Fuck you, by the way.
Play a drinking game every time I say fuck. Wow,
words are hard.
Swore. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
That made me mad. Because now I'm like self-conscious, and I hear it every time I say it. You try speaking on a podcast, okay?
Words are hard.
Anyways. What was I saying?
Your sister's gifts.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Not my sister's gifts, but when growing up, we would always share each other's clothes. And if she ever bought a new piece of clothing, I was never allowed to wear it first.
Yeah, that's common courtesy.
Yes, that's what I mean. So I feel like this is a similar vibe.
You gotta let her put the ketchup stain in it first.
Yeah, she would never, though. She's like too careful. I would borrow her clothes and I would rip them. Like there'd be holes. Not on purpose, but like somehow...
I can see it.
Somehow I just ruin everything.
Yeah, I can see it. You kind of just run through the bushes and I'm just walk around the bushes.
Yeah. I just feel like that's the same vibe.
Yeah.
You can't open someone else's gift. I feel like that's rude.
Talk comment. So you're telling me he's known and dated you for at least 3 years and has never paid attention long enough to get you gifts you may actually like, and you're questioning if you want to do this for the rest of your life or not?
Yeah, no. Not only is this an issue, but I feel like there's probably other issues where he is selfish.
Oh,
He's
it's
a selfish partner. Like there's no.
It has to come through in other
Exactly. So
if you can't do Christmas,
Christmas is so easy.
You're fucking up a lot of other shit, especially when your partner told you what they want.
They gave you a list.
It ain't that hard, bro. It ain't hard at all, bro.
No, he actually just used the budget that they had as an excuse to buy himself more Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I never really understood the Pokemon card games. I get how people can sell them. It was funny watching Jake Paul or Logan Paul put the freaking Charizard necklace thing on his neck instead of like a diamond chain. I thought that was kind of like freaking funny millennialism bullshit or whatever. I think I told you about it. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He was going to fight someone and he put like a pristine original Charizard card that's worth $500,000, and he put it on a necklace and like wore it because like you know how like famous people they would wear like bling. I think like Mayweather started or something. I don't know, like boxers or whatever, or like fighters. They would wear like a $100,000 diamond necklace. Well, instead he wore a freaking Pokemon card on a chain, and I was like, that's some funny millennial shit to do.
It's kind of funny.
But I never really got the game. I always like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Mm-hmm. You could have got me Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It would have been cool. I remember when I first had my adult money. I was making good money. Marcus and I, we went into like Walmart with Nick and our other friend Miles, and we went into Walmart and we got like all like these booster packs and like because you get random cards in it, and we were trying to like build up our decks, and we were like building the decks from like these cards that we have and getting the big bundles and stuff like that, looking for the legendary cards and stuff. I still have a Yu-Gi-Oh dual deck. Marcus technically has it. And he kills me with his deck every time. But my deck's worth like $400 or something. And then when I had adult money, I was like building a deck and I just went on eBay. $25 card, $20 card, boom, boom, boom. But Pokemon cards, actually funny story. This morning, my dad calls me at like 9:30 out of the blue. And he's like, hey, what do you know about these Pokemon cards at Costco? I see everybody's like grabbing a box and they're like running out and stuff. And I had seen some TikToks. The first TikTok I saw, this Costco or whatever it was, they were smart. They limited them. Some new Pokemon release just came out, and they limited them to one per customer. And they had them in shopping carts all lined up. And they're like, all right, single file, grab your cart and go to checkout. And I watched another video where the store just had them all stacked in the same place, and people trampled each other and were grabbing them out of their hands like freaking apes or freaking a riot or something.
Apes is
whatever. And they're ripping them from each other trying to like cash out. So my dad calls me. He's like, what do you know about these Pokemon cards? Like, I see on TikTok, people are like trying to like resell. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I guess if, if you're like set up to do that, people like open them up and they resell them. Some cards are worth like a couple dollars. And if you're set up to do that stuff, and I'm like, but like, I wouldn't worry about it. He like texts me like 20 minutes later. He was like, I bought 2 of them. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you going to do with them? What are you doing to them, dude? You don't have an eBay account set up to like sell these individually. Like, what the fuck are you doing with them, man?
Your dad is so funny.
I died laughing. Yeah.
I know they were playing, because is it also an online game?
There is an online game for it. Oh,
Something that came out new yesterday, right? Because people were playing it at work.
Oh, I don't know. I am a big fan of the Pokemon online games, like the Game Boy games. Like I got all of them. If you play Game Boy, I got like Leaf Green, Fire Red. I don't know. Actually, I don't have the Game Boy Advance ones. Everything from double screen and up, I have like Moon and Sun and Black and White, and I got a whole collection. I got a 3DS. I got a DS. I got a Pokemon collection. There's 2 games, Pokemon and Mega Man Battle Network. Those were my games growing up. But I did learn a fun fact. The Pokemon Go app? Mm-hmm. So apparently when they've been using that app to map the world. The company behind Pokemon Go, they've been saying anytime they need to like map out an area, that's where they would send Pokemon for you like go to catch and put it on video, because they were like, they're making a digital version of the world, and they made a press release or something a couple months ago, something about like they completed their map or something.
That's really cool.
And one dude was like, oh my God, I've been a slave this whole time. All this company has been using me for this. And another dude commented, he's like, they literally marketed this at the beginning of this game coming out. Like, if you listened, you would know. So if you play Pokemon Go, that's what you did with it.
That was cool.
All right, back to you.
Am I the asshole for staying and eating at a restaurant where I had a reservation for my birthday? It is as simple as the title. For my birthday, I made a reservation at a nice restaurant last Friday. I invited some of my best friends and some of my family, being my brother, his husband, my sister, her husband, and a cousin and her husband. No kids. My husband and I were second to arrive after my best friend. My brother was the third to arrive, shortly after hubby and I were seated. Except he texted me to say that the restaurant staff wouldn't allow them to be seated because of his dog. I wasn't really sure why he brought the dog. It is a service dog. But it's mostly to help him when he gets migraines because he gets vertigo and blurry vision. His husband was with him, so it's not like he needed the dog that night. Anyways, they live 2 hours away, so it's not like he could run home and drop it off. He said they were going. I texted back, okay. Eventually, the rest of the party starts arriving, and it's time to order food. My sister told the waiter we are still waiting on someone, but I called him back and said, no, they texted me they can't make it. So we ordered our food. Everything was fine. Then on Saturday, my sister called me and said she was pissed at me. She said she had assumed our brother was ill and that's why he couldn't make it, but she had asked him how he was and he informed her of the situation at the door. She was beyond livid with me that I didn't offer to go to another restaurant. The place I chose had a very long wait list. It's very exclusive and I wasn't going to pass it up because my brother thought he could bring a dog into a restaurant where there's food and people eating and such. She just said she couldn't believe me. She thinks I'm the one who needs to apologize when he was obviously trying to make the situation about himself. We ended the call with that argument. Am I the asshole?
No, but like, aren't service dogs allowed in restaurants?
That's what I thought.
Like if it's a service dog, a registered service dog, can a restaurant deny a service dog?
That's what I thought. I think it depends where you are. Because
I guess it would depend. Like for us, it says no, a restaurant in Ontario cannot deny service to a person with a service animal. It's illegal to discriminate. But I guess maybe depends on where they are. Huh.
Okay, so besides that, who's the asshole?
Like I don't really think she's the asshole. And like, what is she supposed to do? Go to another restaurant that's probably going to deny them as well?
Yeah, that is true. But he drove 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay, that. I feel like a little bit. I feel like you didn't try talking to the restaurant.
He just texted her saying, "I'm gonna go," and she's like, "Okay."
And like, okay, peace, bro. Peace out, dude.
Okay, bye.
Like you gave 0 Fs.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, manager, it's a service dog.
Yeah.
I feel like you are kind of a little rude to let your brother drive 2 hours there, get denied, and 2 hours back. But that's a long time.
Yes.
That's farther than us driving to the farm.
Yes.
That's forever.
Can you imagine just literally arriving and leaving?
I couldn't even imagine driving 2 hours just to go to my sister's birthday dinner.
We're going to have to.
Fuck. I just realized where we're moving. Yeah, it basically is going to be like 2 hours from now on.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. That's going to suck. Yeah, I think I could definitely see a place where she's the asshole because like she didn't try to talk to the restaurant or anything. But
I see what you mean also. Like, what was she supposed to do?
What
like go to another restaurant?
Also, everybody else just sat there or was like,
well, it's her.
Brother didn't tell anybody else why he left?
Well, yeah, the sister that was there didn't know.
True.
And she organized it.
True.
So top comment says, info. Do you live somewhere where service animals are legally required to be allowed entry? Why did you not say anything to the restaurant about your brother being denied entry?
Yeah.
We live in upstate New York. I didn't think I had to say anything. What restaurants let dogs in the indoor dining area? How is I going to change their policy?
If it's a service dog,
Okay. She is blatantly ignorant.
I'm gonna say she's the asshole. If it wasn't a service dog, I would be like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Because then
dude?
it's just like
You're
you're
just
being
bringing
dumb.
your dog. Yeah.
But
the
no,
fact-
it is.
It's a service
It's
animal.
a service dog.
Yeah.
How is he supposed? They were driving for 4 hours. How was he supposed to know whether or not he was going to get a migraine? She's saying that point like he doesn't have a migraine right now. Like,
No, he said because he had his husband, so he shouldn't need the service dog. The other comment from OP, he got the dog through a local group here that works with the VA, so it is trained specifically for him. He hasn't had the dog very long, so I think he's still learning where to take it. But you would think a restaurant is a no-brainer. People don't want dog hair in their food. He tried to speak with a manager, but the host declined him and asked them to leave or the police would be called. His husband wanted to stay for the police, but I guess my brother gave up on it and texted me. You're the asshole. You couldn't stand up for your family. Like, first off, his husband wanted to stay.
yeah.
Because he knew they were being discriminated against.
Yes.
No, like, I would wait for the police too.
Yeah. Like okay.
What, people with service dogs aren't allowed to get food?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to freaking eat? They gotta starve? Like, what the frig? I can understand if you're like, hey, yeah, no service dogs in the bowling alley. Like, that's a extracurricular activity
Also,
that maybe you don't need to do. But fucking eating food?
Her ignorance is so funny. No one wants dog hair in their food. Everybody has hair on their head.
And like, you know that you know the dog doesn't go into the kitchen, right? You know it's gonna sit beside the table.
Also, yeah, it's not tall enough to get onto the table to
Right?
get their hair onto. Like, come on. Also, you're not even supposed to pet service dogs, so their hair isn't going anywhere. Like they're not being touched.
She's a shitty sister.
Does she have hair on her head? Like,
Maybe she's bald.
maybe. But I'm sure one person, at least in that restaurant, has hair on their head.
I re-asked Google, and yes, service dogs are allowed in restaurants in New York State.
Yes.
The Americans with Disabilities Act require businesses to allow service animals in all areas where the public is allowed. So, fuck you. You're just a shitty sister. And you couldn't stand up for your family, and you said, he should have known better than driving 2 hours with a service dog. Restaurants are not allowed to turn away service animals. And I would have been like, waiting for the police. And they would have been like, yes, officer. They asked me to leave because they will not let me dine with my service dog. And I guess, you know what? Honestly, I think, though, if the police showed up, the police would have to remove them. The police wouldn't force the restaurant to serve them. But then there would be a detailed police report of why they were asked to leave. And then your restaurant's getting slapped with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that top comment has an edit to add. You're the asshole. The restaurant illegally discriminated against your brother and violated his rights under the law. Instead of siding with your brother, you chose to stay because you wanted a fancy meal.
Exactly. Yeah. You're the asshole.
For him to drive 4 hours is crazy. Then
he didn't know for him to just drive 2 hours there and then not get food.
Yeah.
Where do you think they went after? Do you think they're probably hungry? They probably went got some food
somewhere else that allowed them in.
Yeah.
Probably.
What's this restaurant name? I want to leave a 1-star Google review.
Right?
I heard you didn't let in a service dog. Shame on you.
Right? We should.
I want to dox him.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my wife off after getting our daughter to cut her hair off, even after being told not to? My wife is currently battling cancer, and one of the things she told me she is struggling with the most was losing her hair. She's been given a near 100% chance of survival since we caught it early, but the chemotherapy has destroyed her hair anyway, and she had to shave what was left of it off a few weeks ago. Not long after that, she suggested we attempt to get our 17-year-old daughter, Anna, to do so as well. Anna has very long hair that she puts a lot of care into, so I felt it was appropriate to ask her in private if she wanted to / would be willing to do such a thing. She told me that she didn't want to cut her hair, and I figured that was the end of that. However, yesterday, they came home from a girls' shopping trip, something they do every so often. Anna had a buzzed haircut. That struck me as odd after what she had said, so after dinner I talked to her, and she told me that my wife had said she would never forgive Anna if she didn't show her support by buzzing her head. I asked her if she was happy about it, and she said that she wasn't. When I went to bed, I brought it up with my wife, and she said it was Anna's choice to do it or not. I just told her how I'd see the situation. I told her off, saying she needed to respect Anna's personal choices, and that a 17-year-old girl being against shaving her head wasn't exactly out of the ordinary. However, my wife simply said it was to show her support. I've been sleeping on the couch since. I love my wife, and I understand that she's going through something traumatic. However, her attitude comes off as very manipulative to me, and that's not behavior I feel I can personally accept. I'm not sure if I can move past this to continue the relationship. Am I the asshole?
No. Oh, this is very manipulative, like you said. That was the word that came to me immediately. Her saying she had the choice whether to do it or not. I just told her how I would feel.
I would never forgive you. You're saying that to your kid. That's messed up.
That is so messed up.
That's twisted. Like, I literally 100%, like, you're battling cancer and like 100% chance of survival or not, like, you're still going through chemotherapy, and that
is hard.
Has to be hell, traumatic, very hard. But how could you then put your kid through that? Put the guilt on your 17-year-old kid that what I don't understand, and I've seen it before with like other stories and stuff like that. Why do some people require that other people in their life
are miserable too?
No. Have to do something in order to show support.
Yes.
How come they always have to do something in order to like show that you're supporting me? Cut your hair or give up something or start eating keto, or why do they have to do things that they don't want to do in order to like support you with what you're going through in life? I don't get that.
I honestly feel like this kind of comes from like movies and stuff. Like the thing that came to my mind was like that cancer movie. What's the one? But basically, like they shaved their hair. Like the daughter shaved, I think my sister's keeper.
I could totally see, as a 17-year-old daughter, seeing your mom go through that trauma
and wanting to do that.
Do it. And it would being her idea, her choice. I'm down for that. But I hate when people put the expectation and the guilt on somebody that they need to do something to support them for what they're going through.
This to me is just like you're doing it to kind of show other people that your daughter supports you.
It's like you don't want to go through it alone. It's like you want other people to suffer with you.
Yeah.
And I can understand you're suffering and you're going through something traumatic, but I don't think that's right.
Not at all.
Especially to put it on to your kid. That's brutal.
She's been this way her whole life, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Manipulative. I would imagine narcissistic. This is brutal.
Top comment. Not the asshole. Your wife is a flaming asshole. I'm sorry that she has cancer, but what she did to your daughter was very abusive. If she is unable to deal mentally with her disease and treatment, then she needs professional help, not to manipulate and coerce your daughter into making a choice that she didn't want to make. Make no mistake, she abused your daughter. Mm-hmm. Honestly, cancer or no cancer, if I were in your shoes, I would seriously be considering divorce, if only to get your daughter to safety.
Yeah.
I got to agree with that.
100%.
It feels like abuse to me.
It is.
Forcing, like, girl or guy, it doesn't really matter, but forcing someone to shave their head after having like long hair, like even if you're a guy and like you've been growing your hair out long, like it's not necessarily that like it's a girl and buzzing your hair. I feel like it's the massive transition difference. Like if I was to buzz my hair right now, it's not a huge deal because it's kind of short going to like, buzzed. Like if I was coarse into it, yeah, it sucks. But when it doesn't take that long to get this tall, but something like as long as your hair, that takes years to get that length and to just buzz that away in one snippet. I feel like that's such a radical transformation of like from long hair all the way to bald hair versus like somebody who had like a shorter hair to bald hair is not as big as a mental thing. But to go from like having long luscious hair to being bald, that's got to mess with the 17-year-olds mentally so hard. Self-esteem. She's in high school. You think she wants to go to school on Monday with a bald head? I feel like if I was the father, I would like, hey, do you want to go get a wig?
Yeah, no, I feel like,
Like
that is a good solution.
I feel like that's trauma to have to go back to high school, buzzed head.
I agree.
It's fucked. That's selfish.
This is the most selfish one. This is crazy, like manipulative. Like, what a terrible parent.
Yeah.
It's sick. That is actually sick.
Yeah. All right, back to you.
Okay. Am I the asshole? My wife is super pissed off. I've been married for 5 years with my wife, who I've met nearly 10 years ago. The thing is, she loves traveling. A lot. And she loves traveling on the date of her birthday. Last year, we went to Maceió, Brazil, and had a great time. In May, we had a month-long travel to Europe, where we visited some Greek islands, Athens, and a bunch of Spanish cities, and Paris. Her birthday is in a few days, and we had some long talks about traveling. Europe left us in debt, and some health issues left us with no savings. Also, we want to have children this year, and we need some medical assistance for that. That also costs money. I told her that maybe this year we cannot afford to travel anywhere. She didn't like it, but she agreed. But it turns out a few days ago, she snapped. She is now super angry because she is staying home for her birthday, that it doesn't matter what we discussed. She never said she doesn't want to travel, and that me, as her husband, should know what she wants for her birthday, and should have known that she wanted to travel either way and surprise her with some tickets. I don't really know how to diffuse the situation. I offered to buy her last-minute tickets anywhere, but now she doesn't want to because she said I'd just be doing it because she forced me. Am I the asshole?
No, bro. Okay, they've been together for 10 years. So it's not like they're 2 years in the relationship and you're just like, yeah, not a relationship for me.
Yeah.
I'm gone. You're in there pretty deep.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should be expected to be a mind reader and
right? When you have a conversation with your partner
about
and
your
you agree
finances
on a topic,
you agree.
You think that's that. You're not going to be
And
like, going to bed at night. Like, I wonder if she was lying to me. If I should read between the lines.
We should just ignore the fact that we're in debt and we should just go on another trip. That sounds great. Let's just keep doing that until we're bankrupt.
No, exactly. Like, it's not smart.
I would personally say you should try and find a relationship with someone who's not delusional. But you're in there pretty deep, bud.
You are deep,
So
yeah.
Good luck on that.
Yeah. Top comment says, not the asshole. How does she propose finding the money to travel? Also, maybe you don't have the money right now for a month-long vacation thousands of miles away, but maybe if you have the money, you could talk about traveling a few days in your country or the country next to yours.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like you guys are not on the same page.
Okay, there is an update within the comments from OP that says, hi guys, I figured out I might give you some updates since most of you have been really helpful. After a few days, her rage has pretty much gone. I let her have her time, and after that, we had some meaningful conversations. She kept looking for places to go, and she understands that last-minute traveling is pretty expensive and came to terms with that. We agreed that given that she likes to travel abroad for her birthday, we will work together to plan something with time next year and budget appropriately. Her birthday was on Wednesday. All her friends came home. We ate some pizza. I gave her a present, which she really likes, and we all had a great time. I want to thank you again for all your help. This has been a really cathartic experience, and I learned a thing or two to avoid this kind of situation in the future.
What kind of help did he get? I didn't see any help. I just seen bashing in the comments. So where did the help come from?
Maybe people message. I feel like people message a lot of these posters.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, back to me. One more for me.
Sounds good.
Last one for me. Am I the asshole for calling my 8-year-old selfish?
Okay.
I have 3 kids, 7, 8, 10. And my sister has 2, 7 and 10. We went on vacation together recently, and we took the kids to a zoo that also had a few rides. The kids went on the rides while my sister and I got coffee nearby. We told them to meet us at a certain table when they were done. My 8-year-old came to me much earlier than her siblings/cousins. I asked if the ride scared her, and she said no. She just skipped the lines. I asked for clarification, and she said that there was an extra space on the ride. They asked for single riders to come up to the front, so she did that for all 5 rides. I told her the point of her going with her siblings and cousins is to have fun with them, and that it was selfish for her to leave them so that she could cut the line. I told her that I understand why she doesn't have any friends if this is how she acts all the time, and she started to cry and ran to my sister. My sister ended up buying her ice cream and said I was being too harsh. I told my husband, and he's mad at me for speaking to her like that. Am I the asshole for calling my daughter selfish?
Dude, that's not the problem here. I fear that you may have said some other things. What the fuck? I was like, okay, like, no, that's not that bad for saying she's selfish. Like, yeah, it kind of is, like, a little bit that she's, like, going, I don't know, whatever. But what the heck was that?
I told her I understand why he doesn't have many friends. If this is how she acts all the time.
That is so crazy.
Parenting 101. Do not say this sentence to your kid. What the fuck?
I'm genuinely at a loss for words.
Top comment. I would 100% say you are the asshole. The kid is fucking 8. Instead of treating this as a teaching moment, you tell your own child's quote, I get why you have no friends. Fuck.
No, this is... What the hell is wrong with you?
This was voted asshole. This was definitely voted asshole.
That's so crazy.
Someone replies to that and says, this right here, it's a bold move that a lot of adults won't do, like going to dinner by themselves or a movie. People feel like there are certain activities they can't do solo. Hell, it took me a while to do solo movies, and since doing it, I do it all the time. Last year, I went on my first solo vacation. It was amazing. You get to do what you want, when you want, and you don't have to worry about anyone else. No worrying about I can't go here to eat because this person doesn't want that type of food. Don't have to wait for this person to get ready. Oh my God. I want a solo vacation. But Teresa's reaction, not really, but
awesome.
I can do solo. I've done some solo movies before.
I have not.
I have, like, once or twice when I want to see the new Marvel movie. But yeah, no, I mean, okay. I think the kid was pretty smart. She's like, yo, I'm not waiting for you guys. I want to ride the. Yo, you took them to the zoo to have fun at their pace. If you're a kid,
it's for them.
It's for them.
It's literally for them. So what's the problem?
If your kid enjoys that solo lifestyle, let them be. Let them be.
I agree. Like it is pretty cool that she is showing confidence at that age to like do that herself.
I was gonna say, I think it's cool that she's showing the confidence to be like, all right, peace, guys. I'm going to ride by myself.
Yeah.
And also,
most people won't do that. I know I wouldn't. Even at my adult age of 26, I would be petrified. Mm-hmm. There's no way.
I still have another question here, though. How did she not know that her kid was going solo? Why did she need to wait to be told when she came back? Why were you not watching all your kids and the lines and shit? Why did you not have eyeballs on your kids?
Well, like at like Wonderland, there's like, you know,
Take a drink.
You know, at Wonderland, there's rides that are super far in. Like, I'm thinking of the Behemoth.
Sure.
You can't really see. I know when my mom used to bring us to Wonderland, like, you can't see the lines and stuff. Like,
you don't think your mom was watching like a hawk to try and keep pace with you? Watching the line to see if you went out of this line of sight when you got back into line of sight?
I guess at 8 years old.
There's a group of 5 of them, first off. Group of 5 of them from 7 to 10 that are put together, and they're in a zoo area. And they said, meet us at that picnic bench when you're done. And they went to get a coffee. It sounds like they had eyes off while they went to 5 different rides.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that your kid was going solo. Yeah. I'd be watching like a freaking hawk, making sure my kid isn't getting kidnapped by a gorilla. Not getting not going into an enclosure or something.
That's true.
So
we don't really know though, because like we're not parents. Like we are so judgmental about stuff like this, but we're not parents.
This is my narcissistic trait coming out, because you don't think if we are babysitting Andrew and we take him to Wonderland, you think we're going to let our eyes off of him at any moment? He'll be lucky if he gets let off the leash at 7.
We're not putting him on a leash.
Backpack leash.
No, never.
He'd be lucky if we take our eyes off him for a second. Mm-hmm. I'm eye contact on the entire time.
Eye contact on.
I need him in my line of sight. I'm actually kind of excited to start riding kids' rides again.
Me too.
It'll be so much fun.
I loved Wonderland as a kid. My dad would go on all the rides with me. My mom would watch. My sister didn't love the rides, but me and my dad.
Roller coasters are us, eh?
Yeah. Nice. Wonderland is obviously
it's like a Six Flags.
Like a mini version.
What?
I've never been to Six Flags. But
it's a full-grown version.
But isn't Six Flags like really big?
Wonderland is really big.
Okay. I'm saying I don't have anything to compare it to. Don't look at me like that.
Leviathan is like the biggest roller coaster in North America or something.
You want to fact check that?
2 seconds later.
Clickety clackety clickety clackety. Leviathan, located at Canada's Wonderland, is ranked among the world's tallest and fastest roller coasters. As of July 2020, Leviathan was the 7th tallest roller coaster in the world.
That's not that cool. Like 7th?
That's 7th. That's pretty badass. 7th.
Not really much to brag about. All right.
That's it. I had 2 left over that I guess we'll read on our Patreon episode.
Same.
I got, am I the asshole for refusing to let my stepsister participate in my late mom's memorial tradition? And am I the asshole for not allowing my ex and former best friend to take my kids out of state for a week to heal and recover after she was left unable to have children?
Oh, okay, wait. I want to read this one.
You going to give us another one?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Bonus content coming in from Teresa.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my seat on the plane so a boy could sit next to his father and to tell the father to behave himself? What?
It's going to get wild. Oh. To behave himself. I was like, oh, damn.
You behave yourself. All right. So basically, I, 29 male, boarded my short flight, 70 minutes, which had 2-to-2 seating arrangements. I had booked myself a window seat, and when I got there, I saw a maybe 7-year-old boy sitting in there, next to his father, about 50 years old, in the aisle seat. The opposite row also had his mother and his sister sitting there. Although this happened less than 24 hours ago, I was exhausted, so I don't remember the conversation word for word. I pointed towards my seat, and the father asked me if I would mind swapping so they could sit together, and that their seat is in the row behind it. I said that I would only swap if it's a window seat, and he said it's an aisle seat. Then I said I wouldn't swap, and the following conversation happened. Him: so, do you want to sit next to my son? Me: I don't care, I just want the window seat. Him: standing up and getting his son up. You are a very nice person. I mean, not a very nice person. Me: it's none of your business, and be polite. Him: I am not, referring to being polite. Me: I said something I don't remember, and behave yourself. I just stood there looking at him serious. I think he was trying to shame me initially, but he didn't respond to anything else to that. His wife was watching this the whole time. When somebody in the row behind saw it, he offered to swap and sat next to me, so they did eventually sit next to each other. For all I care, they could have sat 20 rows apart or even booked a new flight. I had zero investment in this or their reasons. They can ask, I can say no, and that should be the end of it, in my opinion. I didn't think they basically pulled a fait accompli when trying to swap with me. If they care that much, they can book their seats in advance like everyone else. I didn't have a good reason why I need the window seat, except that I like it and I don't like the aisle seat. LOL.
I don't think you ever need any excuse to sit in your assigned seat on a flight. End of the story. I got nothing else to say.
I hate the entitlement here. I wish someone would do this to me. I wish someone would be like, "Oh, can I please sit with my son? Please, please. We didn't book together."
You act so tough.
I know.
And if that was to happen,
I would be like, "Yeah, sure."
Okay.
I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. It's fine. Do you want my pillow too?"
When we were flying somewhere, I asked the lady to switch me seats, and she said yes.
Yes.
But I gave her the same.
You
it was an aisle
upgraded her.
seat, and she went like 4 rows ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was like, "Oh, okay, sounds fine to me."
Yes. But
if she had said no,
you
I
wouldn't
would
have
have
been
been
like,
hey, no problem, no
you would have
worries.
been like, "You're not a very nice person."
Yeah, I would have been like, "Hey, no worries, I get it, totally get it." Just thought I'd ask. The answer's always no if you don't ask.
People are just so freaking entitled. It's so crazy. I wish I had the balls though to be like this. Like, just I need to lose the people pleasing skills that I have.
Yeah, a little bit.
I do. I have it in me. I know it because of this podcast. Like, it comes out, but in real life situations, it's hard.
Yeah.
But I can live vicariously through this guy. I aspire to be him.
I like it. It's just strong.
What do you guys think? Are you guys okay to switch? I feel like I'm okay to switch if it's not putting me in a bad seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't mind.
No,
if
I
it's,
mean, I don't mind either.
but I'm also not gonna shame someone that doesn't want to give up their seat. Like, there are options to pay for your seat beforehand.
Yeah, that's why I got no sympathy.
So no, I have zero sympathy.
But if somebody asked me to switch and it wasn't unreasonable, I could see myself doing it.
Yeah, I could too. Like, if I was by myself and it didn't like separate.
Yeah, if we
us.
weren't already together.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it was like I was going from an aisle to a window, an aisle to a middle, or
if I'm going to a middle, not a fucking chance.
No.
But if I'm going like to the same seat, aisle to aisle, I don't know what's better.
I don't know.
Window or aisle. The window's cool, but then I never look out of it. You put the flap down, that's it. But I do look at it.
The window's nice to lean on though.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is.
It's way comfier. But the aisle, you don't have to
get up to
bother
pee.
people, and I pee so much.
You do.
That it actually gives me anxiety to be like, I'm so sorry, I have to go pee.
Yeah.
Like the Italy flight, like when people are sleeping. Oh, that was brutal.
That was brutal.
Did we book our seats?
I don't think so. We're doing the same. No, we didn't. We're doing the same thing we did last time. We're winging it.
No, we're not. This is our wedding.
Well,
We're not winging. We're not cheaping out.
we got enough people. We definitely got economy seats. We got enough.
No, I know, but we're not cheaping out on the.
We don't need
where we're
to.
sitting.
We'll be fine. We got enough people on there. We can mix and match. Somebody will get things together and they'll give it up to us.
I'm marrying you. I would like to sit with my future husband on our flight to our wedding. Thank you.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Oh. What did you say?
What were you saying?
Never mind. Can we get this out?
You are marrying me.
Yeah. So I want to sit beside you.
Are you like, what are you doing? Was that like what you're going to say to somebody? What was that? I know you're marrying me, but you made it seem like you're marrying me and I'm not marrying you. Like, you're the one, like you initiated everything. I'm marrying you. So like, what was that?
I thought you were implying that because there's so many people on the same flight as us, so many people that we know that will be seated with other people that we know.
No.
I thought that's what you meant. Like, if it's not me that you're sitting beside, it'll maybe be like my mom or something.
Oh, okay. I think I understand what you're trying to say.
But I get what you're trying to say now.
I was just trying to say maybe they would
We could
switch with
swap.
us. Yeah, they could swap with us, switch with us. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Can we maybe cut that out?
No, that's hilarious. I'm gonna leave that in. That's funny.
Guys, I'm losing it. It's been a long week. It's Friday at 9:30 p.m. Just so you guys know.
All right. We good? The rest of the year's going to
I'm
Patreon?
good, yep.
So if you guys don't know, bonus episodes every Friday on Patreon. Thank you guys for coming over to support us. We greatly appreciate that. We actually you started to throw up some like house stuff on Patreon, like some design plans and everything. So bonus episodes every Friday, video or Spotify, and we even have ad-free and early access to the regular episodes. So you just want to support us a little bit, get some early access. But any way you guys support us is appreciated. Every little bit helps.
Yes. Thank you.
Q&A time?
Sure.
Q&A time. All right, this one's coming from Gary.
Hey, Gary.
I love the Aragon series. While kids in middle school was caught on their phones during class, I was caught reading the series. But I do have a question. How did you guys meet? Was it through friends or you saw each other in a coffee shop and decided to ask the other out?
Oh, this is a cute question.
So I hit Teresa with my car and
What?
I tracked her down to the hospital and I said, I'm sorry I almost killed you. And then I made her fall in love with me.
That is not what happened.
Oh, no?
No,
That wasn't you?
that was your other girlfriend, I guess.
Damn it.
You want to say the real thing?
No, it's on you.
So, Denver lived in a condo, and my Zio lived in the same condo.
Mm-hmm.
I used the gym in the condo because it was a free gym, and yeah, I would just go over there. I was in university, so I didn't have like a job. I mean, I had a job, but my schedule was flexible, so I would go during the week around like 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., maybe 10:30 a.m. ish. And it was a condo gym, so nobody was there. It was fairly small.
Mm-hmm. 3 treadmills.
Yeah. And I would see Denver there like a few times. And, you know, I would go at the same time every day, just the way it worked out. And then Denver, I noticed that Denver was there every time that I was there. So then I intentionally went the same time every day.
Stalker.
So that I would see him.
Stalking me?
Yes. And then eventually, how long did it take to actually talk to each other?
On like the 5th
You
time or
introduced
something.
yourself.
Yeah, because every time I come to my middle treadmill, you're like right there on the left. And I was like, hey, you're always
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
I'm Denver, by the way.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, you basically said that word word for word. You were like, hey, I see you all the time. What's your name? I'm Denver. I was like, yeah.
Smooth, eh?
Yeah, it was slick. And then you would get on the treadmill beside me, and then you would literally do it to the max. You're like, beep, 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 beep. And then I feared for your life. I told my uncle that like there's this guy at the gym, and he goes
To 12.
like 12 max. What? 12 kilometers or miles?
I think it's miles.
12 miles. I thought he was gonna go splat on the wall. Like I thought he was literally gonna go boom. He would like go so fast, and eventually, I think we just made small talk sometimes. And then one time I was leaving the gym.
Bro, you hadn't been to the gym. I hadn't seen you in like a week or 2.
Oh yeah, I had exams.
I saw you like 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, next time I see her, that's it. I'm getting her number the next time I see her. And then I didn't see you for like a week.
Yeah, I
And
had
I'm like,
exams. It was midterms.
I'm never going to see her again.
And then it was fate, guys. It was fate. I was leaving the gym. I pushed the elevator up.
I had my headphones in. My head was down trying to pick the next song.
Who else but Denver walks out the elevator that I'm getting onto?
Walk past her.
Literally walks past me, like, eyes down, as he does, iPad kid. And then I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, hi. Literally so awkward. I'm like, hi. Like, trying to get your attention.
I'm a step past her now. I have to like look back. And then I'm like, oh, there she is. Oh my God. And then
And then you're like,
I was like, I
"Oh,
haven't seen you.
hey."
Where have you been?
And I was like, yeah, I've been busy with exams. And
I was like,
then you were
"Oh,
just like, oh, yeah, can I get your number?
yeah, let's connect."
And I was like, yeah, perfect.
And originally I was like, oh yeah, she got this girl, like she got her own apartment, like she looks like she's my age, probably has a job, living on her own, successful, like this likes to work out. I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna shoot my shot. Then it turns out she's 5 years younger than me, and she didn't live in the condo, and she only was visiting her uncle, and she was 18 at the time, and I was 23, and
I hope we don't get hate.
the rest is history.
Yeah, the age gap was a bit.
I like throughout the whole beginning of our relationship and everything, like I always kept forgetting about the age gap. Like you never made it apparent. Like I always felt like you're my age. Like I forget all the time. You just like you're so mature and like in sync with me and stuff. So like I don't know. I like it's like sometimes like you date someone and you're just like they're a freaking child. But like I don't know, with you it's just like it's just so perfect.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more to my side of the story. So I lived in Newmarket and I was coming down into Vaughan. I was looking for apartments to see, and I had a couple lined up that day, and that was the last apartment building that I'd seen to. And the realtor person was showing us the gym, and I walked into the gym on my showing, and I saw Teresa that day.
What?
And I was like, I need to get that apartment. So that I see her in the future. And that's when I took that listing.
Bro, I'm like, where are you going with this? Can you imagine?
That didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope. So there it is. We met at the gym. Condo gym.
Yeah.
Not regular gym. Condo gym.
Kind of romantic, kind of not.
I am personally on the belief.
I like that. I like our love story.
Yeah. I'm personally on the belief of do not shoot your shot in a public gym.
Yeah, I think it could be creepy.
It is creepy. When I never once ever hit on anybody or tried to get anybody's phone number at the gym. I will say an exception to that one is if she is blatantly looking at you. Like if you guys are making eye contact and you make eye contact and she smiles at you, not once, but like several times.
Yeah.
Like you kind of look up from doing your set and she's looking at you and she smiles, and you go back to doing whatever and you look up again and she's looking at you again and she smiles. Okay. Maybe she's interested.
Yeah.
But if that ain't happening and it's a gym, do not shoot your shot. You're just being the creepy person. Leave them alone. Let them do their workout. If they ain't looking at you, they ain't interested.
It only worked because we were literally the only people in the gym at the same, like we were the only people.
And I had to stare at you even to get on my treadmill.
Yeah, it was so
you were
small,
like
guys.
forced eye contact.
It was
you
very
were
small.
watching me as I walked in.
Yeah.
And then I watched you do your butt exercises after you got off the treadmill.
Oh,
You're like
truth
stretching.
comes
You're
out.
like, booty.
Truth comes out.
Yep.
So you were being a creep.
In a nice, in a romantic way.
Sure.
I've looked and then avoided my eyes. Mm-hmm. I got a glimpse of the corner of my eyeball.
Oh.
I was too busy running at 12 miles an hour
Yeah, I
to
know.
concentrate on anything. I liked how he talked about loving the Aragon series.
Yeah.
I like Gary. You're the best, Gary. All right, moving on. Y'all are the reason my friend and I read The Fourth Wing. All those months ago when you guys were reading it. Now we're obsessed. Waited outside Target for an hour just to get the special edition.
Love that.
No question.
Oh.
But that's just it. That kind of leads into... I'm on chapter like 26 or something now. I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory?
No.
Of what her
I'm not there.
Okay. Next one. Maybe the most random, unrelated question for Teresa. How do you feel about the Taylor song, Look What You Made Me Do? Just wondering because it's recently been stuck in my head and I remember how negatively it was received when it first came out. I've personally always loved it.
I didn't even see this comment. I love Look What You Made Me Do. It's my favorite Eras Tour performance. I love it.
Look what you made me do.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. I do remember the hate that it got. And I always loved it too, honestly, truly. I'm not lying. Me and Louisa loved it too, because she went to the Reputation concert with me. And we always tried to practice like the look what you just made me do, look what you just made me do. Because it was always hard for
It's a
us.
spicy song.
Yeah, but those particular lyrics, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Those particular lyrics were like hard for us to sing, so we would like practice it all the time. But yeah, I love it. Reputation, I will say, Reputation isn't my favorite album, but it's my favorite it's my favorite performance on the Eras Tour. I would sometimes just watch the Eras Tour movie just for the Reputation part. And I loved the Reputation Stadium Tour on Netflix. Oh, I'm so mad they removed that. But Reputation, I don't hate it. I do love it. I love every single one of it's high up there, but it's not my favorite. Yes.
Who's rambling now?
They asked me.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you. But you're going off about like stadium tour and the movie, and they just want to know.
Well, look what you made me do is on Reputation, so.
Okay. Look what you guys made her do. The last comment that we have just says, "Hey, you guys are awesome. I love your podcast. I've been trying to get into audiobooks and was wondering what Denver use. I just use Audible."
Audible.
Audible?
Pretty sure it's Audible.
Audible.
I don't think though.
I think it's Audible.
I don't think so.
Audible.
I
don't know. I like that one. They give you sign up for like a monthly subscription, and then they give you 1 credit every month. But you got to make sure you get the long books because some of the books are not worth a full credit. So,
are there any other apps? Audible is the only one that I know.
Well, there's like the actual Apple one that's like audiobook or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, that's all we got for Q&A. Q&A is done. Over. I don't know.
We took you on a surprise date.
Yes, Monday.
It was my turn.
Teresa got me a surprise date.
Yes, where do we go?
Went to a Raptors game.
Yes, we've lived in the city for like 5 years now.
A while, yeah.
And we've never been to a Raptors game. We've never been to a basketball game. So since we're moving out soon, I was like, and Denver's been like, oh, you don't take me on any surprise dates. I only take you on surprise dates.
I mean, if we're keeping score, we're 2-1 right now. For like recently.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if we really keep score, probably like 10-3 or something.
Sure. But anyways, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I personally really liked it. It was a lot funner than
me too.
A hockey game or a baseball game.
I would agree with that. I don't know about hockey because I've never been to one. Have you? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I thought it was fun. I liked how when we walked in the door, it was just not crazy crowded. Super easy to get in. Super easy to get to our seats. Super chill. Super mellow. No crazy freaking people surrounding us. Mm-hmm. It was a good time. A little confusing on when people got free throws and stuff.
We were confused a bit because we don't watch it. And
why one of the coaches got escorted off.
Yeah, some people around us had to explain some things.
They were nice and helpful.
They were nice, yeah.
Yep. My boy, Dick, he has some good gameplay. Mm-hmm. There's this one player, number 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his last name's Dick. And I was like, it's my boy right there.
Yeah, that's my life update. Oh my gosh. I'm also having my bridal shower this Sunday.
Wait, something else happened when we were at the Raptors game.
What else?
When we were leaving, the Crispers.
Oh my god.
They had this new flavor, Cajun spice Crispers. And when we got out the outside, nobody offered us Crispers. But then we walk forward, we see everybody's got Crispers in their hands. So we're like, yo, they're handing out Crispers somewhere. We try to get back in. They're like, oh no, you got to go over gate 1. We're at like gate 6. Gate 1's like halfway around the building. Yeah. So I like knock on the door to the security guard. I'm like, hey, I think I left my cell phone inside. I didn't want to admit that. I just wanted the Crispers. I didn't think they'd give it to me. So I was like, hey, I think I left my cell phone on my seat. Can I go get it? And he's like, oh, show me your ticket. So Teresa had to like pull out her phone, show the tickets and stuff. Imagine I pulled out my phone to show the ticket. That would be funny. But he lets me inside and he's like, okay, 1 second. Like, I'm going to walk you up to go get it. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm sorry. I lied. I really just want the Crispers, man. Do you mind if I just get some Crispers from the free samples? And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And then I got 2 bags of Crispers. They had boxes of them stacked up. They're giving away the free samples. But yeah, I just tried to deke at the security guard and he's like, I'll walk you up. And I'm like, fuck my life. I lied. I'm getting caught in my lie.
It was worth it.
Yeah. Okay. What were you saying?
I'm having my bridal shower on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Are you excited?
Yes, my mom and my sister have been planning this bridal shower for me. Thank you, Mom and Anj. Just something small, mostly for people who aren't coming to the actual wedding. And should be nice. Should be fun.
I hope you have a great time.
Oh yeah, no boys allowed.
Except for me.
At the end only.
I get to come at the end.
At the end to bring me flowers.
With the chariot and the horses.
Yep.
Well, for me, right now, house building plans. Give you guys an update. I've been working on the HVAC system. I would like to go with a geothermal heat pump or a heat pump with a propane backup. So I'm currently working on that stuff, learning about that stuff, pricing it out, and working on it. Found a really fancy system that's a geothermal heat pump, but I can't find any pricing online. And every single place that I try to call for quotes, it's been very difficult. They won't get back to me. Apparently getting HVAC quotes very hard. So that's where I'm at on the house build currently. On Sunday, we babysat Andrew.
Yes.
We had Andrew for longer this time. And at one point, we got through all the fun stuff. And then we're just like, okay, now what do we do? Can we still watch Netflix? We're supposed to entertain him the whole time? It was starting to feel like crutches. Like, you know when your friend has a broken foot in high school? And they got the crutches and you're like, yo, let me rip those up and down the hall. And you rip them up and then you give them back to them. It's cool. But then when you break your foot and you have to have the crutches and you don't get to get off the crutches, you're like, crutches are not cool. Crutches are not cool. Kids are like crutches. When you babysit them, it's all cool. Fun and games. You can hand them back to their parents. I imagine when you have the kid, it's like you have the broken foot. There's no getting rid of the crutches. So, but we love Andrew.
Yes, of course we love Andrew. He's so precious.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be babysitting once a week from now on.
Nice.
Thursdays. I'm going to go visit Mass on Thursday since they move him back into the city. Just as we'll get 2 months and then 3 months and then we're gone to the moon. And then Wednesday night we had dance class.
Oh, yes.
That was rough. That was rough.
Oh, God, guys.
That was the roughest one.
The dance classes have not been fun.
This dancing is really hard. Can we just slow dance the whole night? Why do we need a choreographed dance routine to... What's our song? What's our song? It's not Lover. Is it Lover? No, it's not Lover. It's not All Too Well.
Imagine dancing All Too Well for your wedding song. That's crazy.
Best Friend? What's our song again? You are my best friend.
I'm gonna let you struggle with
I'm here in the silence. In the silence. What is this song? Silent? It's silent.
No, it's not.
Fuck. Tell me.
No. You guys should let him know in the comments.
God damn it. I'm on track over here though. With my singing.
Yeah, your singing was good.
That's what I mean.
Yep.
Okay. Update for me, my dad and I, we went snowmobiling yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I drove up to Barrie and we went 3 hours north on a snowmobile through all of these trails. It was a lot of fun. It was tiring, but it was a lot of fun. I want a snowmobile. When we get our property, snowmobile.
Yep.
So, okay, well now time for hashtag pay it forward. When we were going snow tubing a couple weekends ago, we went through a Tim's drive-thru and we went to go pay and the lady was looking at me and I'm waiting to tap my phone and she just kind of lingered for 2 seconds and I'm raised my phone up I would like to pay now. And she's like, oh, I think she might have said it and I didn't respond because I didn't hear her. She's like, oh, the guy ahead of you paid for you. I was like, oh shit, this is happening to me. Somebody paid for our meal. Bro, there's 3 of us in the car. Our food was $19.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, fuck yeah, we'll pay it forward. As I was like, how much is the person behind us? And she was like, $12 or something like that.
She was like,
she chuckled and she checked and she was like $12. Like, oh, okay, we'll pay it forward. If that was a van with a $45 order, I'm good. But if it is less than what I was gonna pay, okay, We'll pass it on.
I think I still would have paid it if it was $45.
No.
Like, how much can you spend at Tim's? Like,
It was a whole van, 7 people.
that's fine. $45, so what?
I'm willing to pay what was up to my cost of $19. And then I was like, out of curiosity, what did the dude in front of us have? He's like, he got 1 coffee.
That's so crazy.
$19 coffee. That was funny.
See, like, that's so nice. He did it.
Very nice. But you know what I was thinking? Do you think he started it?
No.
When did it start?
I think someone else probably started.
How many times did it get passed along?
Yeah.
And then I was like, this probably happens often, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like, I'll pay it forward. Do you think the employee who's working at the booth is looking at the person who says, I ain't paying it forward? Do you think they're looking at them like, you're the first person in 117 people who's not paying it forward? You're a fucking piece of shit. You know that? You don't even know it, but you are shit.
If anybody works at a drive-thru, please let us know your stories. I would love to know.
And then I was also like, do you think the store keeps track of like how long it goes on for? Like, this paying it forward has been active for 3 days and 47 minutes. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
But we paid it forward. We got good karma coming our way.
Yep.
That's right.
Except when you asked, how much was that, guys?
That was a reasonable question.
No, I wouldn't have asked. I would have just been like, tap.
Reasonable question. To me, that's reasonable. What would you have done? Would you just paid it? Would you have asked?
I feel like it's embarrassing to ask.
I wasn't embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed.
I know you don't. I would love to have that
You
trait.
love it.
I do.
Wait till I show up with my green mohawk.
Guys, Denver's going to come with a palm spider tattoo next week.
Kind of cool.
He's going to be like, what do you think now?
Check me out. No, I'm going to come back with a wedding band tattoo. That's what I'm going to get.
That's fine. On top of your wedding. On top of your ring. Underneath your ring.
On top of it.
Guys.
She's just tired.
I feel like I've been so unprofessional. I've been off my game this episode for some reason.
Weakness.
I am weak.
Weak ass shit. What are we doing next week?
What episode?
Yeah. What do you want to do next week?
Okay, so I do have something else. Last night I had like a work dinner thing, and somehow my manager started talking about poop, and I brought up the poop knife story, the infamous poop knife story on Reddit, and I think we heard it from like 2 hot takes way back when, and I brought it up to like my coworkers, and then they've never heard of it. They were shocked, and so I had to go find that story, and I found a subreddit called Museum of Reddit. What? Museum of Subreddit?
Museum of Reddit.
Museum of Reddit. And I was like, oh man, that's a great sub. So I told you about it this morning. I was like, oh, when I came across it, like, this is probably a good sub to look at.
It was, I went through all of the stories, and I gave them half to Teresa and half to me of all their top rated stories. And it was pretty good. So that may or may not be next week's episode.
So you skipped a step. You forgot to mention that we may be doing an episode called Museum of Reddit.
I just said that may or may not be next week's episode. What do you mean? Is that not what I said?
It will be an episode upcoming.
May or may not be next week's.
Yes. So, yeah. By the time this is out, though, we will already have filmed next week's episode.
Yes.
So we can't really get your feedback.
No.
But yeah, it should be a good one. Whatever next week's is.
Got poop story on there. You know what I also found on there?
What?
Coconut Gate.
Oh, that was also on 2 hot takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah. Maybe we will reread it for those who haven't heard it.
There's probably a lot of people who only listen to us.
Yeah, probably.
So who knows? And nothing like a good stroll down memory lane.
Yep.
All right, that's all we got. We appreciate you guys for coming on board. Thank you. We'll see you guys on
Thank you
Patreon
for
on Friday
listening.
and bonus episodes. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. We love and appreciate you so much. Have a great day.
Make sure you tell Teresa how right Denver is in the comments. Just about everything. Blanket statement.
Nobody says you're right. Nobody ever says you're right.
Are you Team Denver or Team Teresa?
I don't think you want to know that answer.
Fuck.
You don't look at the comments.
Shit. I take it back. But not.
Bye.
You're 100% sure it's recording?
Yeah, bitch. Go double check my work.
No, I'm fine. Thanks, but no thanks.
Look at her with her arm dropped.
Comfy.
So cash. Don't make public. Oh. I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years. 2 weeks ago, I tore my hamstring while deadlifting. The pain is severe and I have to use crutches to walk. And even with the crutches, it is still pain.
Bless you. Oh my god. Oh no, Luna, no, go back. Your sneeze scared her away.
No, it didn't. She was getting up before.
Nope, your sneeze did it.
She'll only be in the back of 2 TikToks. All right. I told her I didn't want this.